And we are back. Welcome back to Blues Brothers. We're here to talk about Chelsea's defeat to City over the weekend. We're here to talk about transfers, Joao Felix, Conor Gallagher, any more rumors and transfers to expect. We're going to go over through everything with Wolf and Prime, and welcome back to a new episode. Hit the music. Big up everyone in YouTube land. Big up everyone tuning in. We are back with the Blues Brothers episode 26. Here with my co-host as always, Wolf. How are you doing today?
Yeah, not bad, bro. Just trying to get over the weekend's football. It was a gutter there, and my voice, excuse me, my voice is going to go a little bit. So I've been shouting a lot today at work. So forgive me if I'm you can't hear me properly and if I occasionally cough. But other than that, I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing all right. Doing all right. Just dealing with some stuff here at home, and of course, our brother in crime here, Prime. How are you doing today, my bro?
Um, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
All right,
Big up,
plenty.
Prime.
So, I think we were all present. We all like talking about what happened with the game, but I think this is expected from everyone. Chelsea lose to City on their opening game at the Bridge, Enzo Maresca's first game. 2-0. I was expecting worse to be honest, but just want to give like a quick recap. What your thoughts on the game? Did you see anything different since then after like watching some other highlights, other videos? Prime, did you want to go first?
Ooh, what the game?
Yeah, yeah, just like thoughts. Anything you saw differently since like watching it live. Uh,
No, 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 no. You guys can go. You can go first.
all right. I
You're
mean,
the host.
all right. All right. So I guess I'll go first. So yeah, 2-0 off of stupid mistakes from the back again, similar to preseason, but not as blatantly just terrible. And yeah, mistakes from Sanchez. With the second one, I know I think both of you guys caught it, or if it was Wolf that caught it, that just called Sanchez out right away. And yeah, this guy, I don't know how he's our starting goalkeeper after being the backup or demoted to backup, and Brian demoted to backup with Poch, and then gets promotion with Enzo. Um, let's see. I still think we're trying to find our center back pairing. West Fofana and Cole look like to be the preferred ones. Not too secure with that one there, especially that we just brought Tosin, and even though it was for free, well, that he was gonna be competing for the first spot. Midfield, I mean, I've seen it everywhere. With uh, Kova beats out 220 mil midfield pairing, and it's true. He ran. I think he was man of the match by a big margin. Our only saving grace in midfield was being Lavia. And we're gonna go into more individual questions here. Because the midfield was lacking, it did affect our people up front. Palmer and Nkuku were wasted. That they need to be played more from inside the field, just two attacking mids. Um, which I guess we could also go into for topic discussion for later. But yeah, overall, not the ideal debut. Should have a better result next EPL game and a pretty comfortable win. But at this point, with everything that's been going on, I don't think anything is going to be comfortable unless you're talking about like new signings coming. But yeah, I mean, it was a forgettable game. Wolf, yeah, Wolf, your thoughts?
Well, as I've been saying about this, like I think the structure was all wrong. Don't get me wrong, the decision making to play out from the back wasn't too bad because me and JPT have been expressing concerns about our defense over the last couple of weeks. It turns out the defense wasn't actually that bad. It was the attack which was the problem because they couldn't structure anything together too good, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Quite often Like, like when we were trying to go forward, we would try and switch play, and quite often it was that ball that was just too far or too short or just off. Like, there seemed to be, how can I say, it was too much hard work to build up attacks. So, like, I do feel like when your football's not flowing, you're always going to struggle. And, like, I didn't quite like what I saw from Enzo yesterday, because like, in terms of Maresca, not Fernandez. I'll get onto both Enzos actually, because for me, like, maybe if Enzo Maresca gets because there's, we both said this on our watch along yesterday, there was no presence at the box from Chelsea in their half at any time. There was no one off their shoulder, no one trying to make them sweat, no one trying to work anybody. So it was easy for City because there was no one trying to, like, there was no one in their box, no threat at all. Because in Nkunku and Palmer, I don't think a natural wide man, like what you'd consider a classic natural wide man anyway. Palmer likes to drift into the centre behind what would be the central striker, as Nkunku does as well. So that you're extremely narrow when you play the three of them up top, because you had Jackson up top. It's just, yeah, man. I think City, it wasn't a masterclass, because to be honest, we didn't give them too much to do. If I'm honest, if anything, we gave them not a comfortable ride, but we gave them a bit of a workout. But ultimately, they didn't have to get out of their stride too much. Haaland's goal was easy. Kovacic's goal, Sanchez. I don't even think Kovacic's goal was all that, to be honest, because it goes straight through Sanchez's hand. So, and I'm not being funny. It's not like he hit it Roberto Carlos style. Like, he gets his hand. I'm not sure because if it's the ball or if it's just the fact he was just lacking strength, but it just ricochets off of his hand and goes straight past it like his hand's not there. So I never wanted to keep Sanchez anyway. I think we were all quite reasonably happy with Petrovic back end of last season. I think he showed his worth, and that's another FU to the fans from the Broyes, because obviously no matter what we say as fans and as a fan base, you're never going to get quite what we want. So, it is what it is. But yeah, man, very disappointed. Very, very, very disappointed in myself.
Fair enough. And yeah, you're right. It's a goal. It's not all that great when they highlight what the goalkeeper did wrong, or more focus on him than the goal itself or the striker itself. But it is what it is. Prime, you want to give your thoughts or?
Yes, the game. I'm seeing the way Chelsea fans are reacting, like on the timeline and on various channels and stuff. And like, I think it's a big overreaction. Like, we didn't get dominated by City. Besides the 2 goals they scored, which we kind of gave to them, they didn't have much on us. They didn't really create anything. Particularly in the second half, I think we created the better chances, but there was no one getting the end of them. I agree with what Wolfie said about no one in the box, but that's on Jackson. You're the striker. You're supposed to be our presence, and you weren't staying up there. Maresca failing to play wingers, playing Palmer and Nkunku out wide. I've been telling people Palmer and Nkunku cannot be wingers in this system. They don't have any room to drift inside. They have to hug the touchline. Look at what Doku and Savio did. City played the same system, the same formation, the same shape we did. And they executed it perfectly. Lavia should not have came off. He was our best player on the pitch. Enzo Fernandez, it's a big problem. Where does he fit in? I think Caicedo had a very good game. Defending for the goals. Colwell stepping off Haaland. You're meant to be the center of the back four. You're meant to be the guy man-marking Haaland, and you let him score that easily. You don't give City a free goal like that. You make them work for it. And Fofana as well, stepping away from Bernardo Silva for that first goal. Sloppy from both. The second
goal.
What
about Enzo man-marking Haaland, Prime? What about Enzo man-marking Haaland in corners? I thought that was bizarre.
Yeah. But the second goal, like, Sanchez should be doing better, yes. But for me, I always look at why did the goal happen in the first place. The goal happened because Kovacic skipped past Caicedo,
Mm-hmm.
and then he skipped past Caicedo and Enzo in the same move. One of them, just bring him down. Tactical foul. Take the yellow card. This is something that City do continuously, where they will bring you down, they'll take the foul, they'll kill your momentum, they'll kill your counter attack. We never do that. Take the tactical yellow, take the foul, and then you regroup. Jackson, just before City's second goal, Jackson had a chance. Remember that corner we had where Lavia headed it back, like, to goal, and then Jackson, like, took a touch and it went straight to the goalkeeper, basically. Any side of that goal, and we score, and that makes it 1-1, and then it's an interesting game. But yeah, all in all, it's a lot of positives to take from it. Even the bad parts, you can look at it as a bit of a positive because you can use that to work on. So yeah, it is what it is. I'm not angry or sad or anything because if we had beaten City, are the best team in the league, arguably the best in the world. They're the benchmark, you know. So
I do think that game.
I'm not gonna. Yeah.
I was just gonna say I do think that game proved yesterday that Enzo for us can't play high up the pitch.
Yeah, no, he shouldn't be playing.
He's got no attacking nous, bruv. He hasn't.
Yeah, no, I know he should not be playing high up. But yeah, this game showed. Yeah, but this game showed like we're playing the best team in the world and we have a very new manager trying to implement a very weird system. City have been playing the way Pep wants to for almost a decade. He's molded City to his exact specifications. It's going to take us time, you know, because if we had beaten City 2-0 and looked comfortable, everyone would be using the excuse of, oh, City early in the season, you know, they're so easy to play against, it doesn't really count. So I'm just going to look at it as just relax. Let's see how we are 10 games in, 15 games in. Let's give it some time for me. I'm not going to, you know, I'm just gonna wait and see. But yeah, interesting signs. I'm looking forward to the Servette game on Thursday, and I'm looking forward to Wolves on Sunday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think.
Wolf, did you want to? Do you have something to say?
Yeah, I was just gonna say about the Enzo thing, right? One thing, I think the key thing about Enzo and what helped him stand out in the World Cup was when Argentina needed to escape pressure, he was an outlet. He had other people in the midfield for Argentina that because Enzo's a ball carrier or he's a deep line playmaker. How would you describe him?
He's a deep line playmaker, but in this system, like the way Maresca wants to play, because the way he played at Wolves, he had wings as the deep line playmaker and a midfielder and a fullback inverted. But in the Premier League, you cannot have a lone sitter with no defensive now. So look at Jorginho, for example. I think Jorginho did quite well in the Prem, but at times, him sitting on his own couldn't work.
Yeah,
he needed Kante next to him, or he needed to play in a double pivot with Kovacic. Because as well as smart as Jorginho is, like, his legs will show. Enzo has the legs over Jorginho, but he doesn't have a defensive mind. Lavia is much better in the long pivot. We've seen it at preseason. So that's a position Enzo can't play in my opinion.
Lavia's got a better frame for it as well. He's a lot bigger.
And in terms of the eights, I'm playing Caicedo there over him, or Dewsbury Hall, or Nkunku. Personally, I don't see where Enzo fits in this team. However, Enzo's our vice captain. He has to be in the team just based on the fact that he's vice captain. So it's up to Maresca to find a way that Enzo Fernandez fits in the team.
I'm glad you brought that point up because I wanted to see in our best 11 does Enzo make it in there, because I think what Maresca is doing, I'm not sure if it's intentional or if it's just me thinking it's a conspiracy theory, but I think he's securing Enzo Fernandez's spot in the 11 by making him captain until James comes back, and maybe even then they'll still keep him, he said, like, vice captain and all that. So do you think Enzo is or Maresca is forcing like Enzo to be playing in this 11? I mean, because why put him in the 10 role when you have better options? Like, why force this Enzo Fernandez in a position where you know he's probably the least effective in? Like you said, deep line playmaker,
I,
not more forward going.
I think I think what Maresca did, um, I think he was, that's funny. I think he was worried about our defense
Hmm.
that he played a defensive minded midfield, and he played Palmer and Nkuku as our wingers because Palmer and Nkuku actually have ball retention. Like, imagine if we had Madueke and Sterling. Yes, they're both pacey, they can both beat their man, but more often than not, they will lose the ball. They don't keep it. They don't retain the ball. I think Maresca's thinking was, let's be a bit more like compact and defensive, and it worked, to be fair, because the 2 goals we conceded was due to our 2 center backs being stupid and our goalkeeper being stupid.
Hmm.
So again, we'll see. We're not going to play City. We're not going to play a City every week. We're going to play the likes of Wolves and a Palace and teams like that. So we'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean it is City, like you said, arguably the second best team in the world. Wasn't the full strength City. I'll say that. Who knows how worse
Wasn't
this
a full
game could
strength
be.
us either, to be fair.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I
It
mean,
wasn't a full strength Chelsea.
we're missing what, James?
We're
Well,
missing James. Palmer wasn't fully fit.
well,
Jackson wasn't fully fit.
well, actually, can I ask you a question? Right, because I think if I know JPT well enough, right, and we've already discussed the formation and who's been in it, I think he's going to start edging towards about how should the formation be set up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not being funny. If we are going to stick with this formation, why don't play 2 central players wide? Because I know Palmer can play right, but let's be honest. If you do, he has to cut in on his left foot most of the time, and he can do it. But I prefer Palmer in the center.
We're not going to do it again. I think he only did that again just to be a bit more defensive. I think it's because it's just it was a one-off thing because it's City. But more
Well,
often
for me,
than not,
Prime, that don't make sense because Nkuku's not a pressing forward. He's not a pressing forward, bro. He never was.
It wasn't to press. We didn't do it to press.
Well, we didn't contain either because when you do it to contain,
you always contain because City didn't cause us any problems. They didn't do anything.
No,
really.
We just had 2 slips of concentration and they scored twice, bro.
Yeah, but that was based on our centre backs and goalkeeper.
Well,
in terms of the team, City didn't cut us apart. City didn't do anything special.
No, we know City didn't do nothing special, but what we all expected happened. Our defensive frailties, because don't get me wrong, Wesley Fofana, I can forgive him for being rusty. But there's certain things I saw yesterday which are inexcusable, like no one marking Haaland, like you pointed out. Why the hell?
That's on Colwell.
What's Enzo?
Colwell stepped out of place.
But look at the corners. Enzo Fernandez was marking Erling Haaland.
Yeah, no, it's stupid.
Yeah, but City didn't threaten us from corners.
So
yeah. Well, put it this way: the reason why we didn't get slapped up ridiculously because maybe City was probably still. They never got out of second gear, bro. They never needed.
They really
to.
didn't.
But also why they didn't slap us up is because we set up to be more defensive. The reason why they scored was because of 2. Well, it did because we only scored because of bozo mistakes from our goalkeeper and centre backs.
That's true.
If we played a lot more attacking, and we played Madueke and Sterling or even Mudryk out on the wingers who, yes, they can beat their man, but they always lose the ball, we would have got battered.
I hear that here to there, but he pressed in the centre for them, not on the left.
Yeah, right. He's a second striker,
and he played occasionally for them on the right.
Sorry, Prime, go ahead.
Well, what do you mean?
Oh, no, I wasn't sure if you had more to say.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't think, again, I don't necessarily have a problem with how we set up per se. I have a problem with the individual mistakes. The system is not the problem. It's some of the individuals in it. But again, things will get better, and Maresca himself will learn. He will learn that not to trust certain players. I think eventually Sanchez will get dropped by by the end of the month, probably by the end of September. Sanchez will get dropped completely because remember, under Poch, Sanchez started the season, not Petrovic. So Sanchez will eventually get dropped. And I think Cole will get dropped as well, to be fair. So we'll just give it a bit of time.
I'll touch back on that in a second, but let's just introduce our new guest. Who has joined us today?
That's JK.
It's JK. All right, awesome. JK,
Big
how
up,
you doing
JK.
today, bro?
Yo, big ups, bro. I'm calm, man.
Good, bro. Tell us, what your thoughts about for the City game over the weekend. How do you think Chelsea did? Any criticisms? Want to hear your thoughts.
Well, I don't know. This, if I'm gonna be honest, preseason, no matter how much we want to look at it, it was poor preseason. Let's be honest.
Mhm.
To be fair, I'm just gonna say as it is at the moment. It was a poor preseason. We can add context to whatever. What I can say is, you guys touched upon a point earlier about Palmer being on the right wing. He's a right wing and he does perform there well. The problem is he's not a touchline winger. That's the thing. And this is what Maresca wants his wingers to do. Can you name me, do we have any touchline wingers in the team?
Should count
No,
Neto.
we don't.
Well,
we
we
do.
can play with.
Neto is not a
Madueke,
touchline winger.
Okay.
Madueke and neither.
Yeah, probably Madueke only, in my opinion. The
Sterling
rest
can
of
do
them
it.
like to come inside. The rest
He's
of
not in
them
the
like to
plan.
come inside. This is why our wingers actually sucks. Most of our wingers, apart from Mudryk, if I'm going to be honest, most of our wingers looked good last season because you knew the wing backs were the ones hugging the touchline.
Yeah, they were
Because they will be
inside
cutting in.
forwards, not
Do you know
wingers. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
That's the thing. The wingers were inside forwards. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. They're not touchline wingers. So the problem with Maresca's system is the personnel, to be honest. And if I'm going to be honest, at least, I'm going to say this as bluntly as I can, about 10 of our players do not suit his system at all. If I'm going to be honest, whether you like it or not. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's
I
why I
feel
think
like
Enzo needs to adapt his system a bit better. I kind of saw a bit more adaptation for it yesterday with the deeper line that Prime pointed out to me yesterday and stuff. It's been a little bit, but not enough. You need to go because this is the thing I don't like about Enzo. He's like a lot of other modern coaches, like your Artetas and all that. There's no sense of adaptability.
Mm.
yeah,
And that's what I don't like about. That's why I miss the Contes and the Tuchels and the Mourinhos.
Mhm.
Yes, the football may have been ugly at times, but they set up to win.
Mhm.
And this is all this crap about. And okay, I'm pretty sure, yeah, considering he's been one of our nemesis since 2009, no Chelsea fan wants to play Pep football.
no Chelsea fan does.
No Chelsea fan.
The thing
That
is
guy
about
is
this
the
league,
Antichrist to us. Why are we
this is
trying to
the thing.
copy him?
But we should not be copying systems. Systems are not always so one manager's system won't work for the rest. That's the
Mhm.
thing, and that's what every Premier League manager needs to know, especially managers like Maresca. You know what I'm saying? Arteta. Do you know what I'm saying? Even Xabi Alonso, although he won the treble, he ain't gonna come to the Premier and win with that system. No way. Do you know what I'm saying? There's only one man that was able to do it. Even now, Pep doesn't use the system that he doesn't even use the system that these managers are trying to do sometimes. Do you get what I'm saying? He does to an extent, but he doesn't use it every game. He's got a
Sometimes he
plan A,
switches to a
plan
three at
B,
the
plan
back.
C.
Yeah, exactly.
But
He's
it
what.
seems to me that system that they're trying to copy of Pep is their plan A only, and that's their only way of winning. I am sorry. There's a reason why Pep has about 3 systems to his name, because he knows
Yeah,
one is not always going to work against a certain team. If you
yeah, but
watch Pep All or
Hold on,
Nothing
Prime. Hold
Prime,
on, Prime.
if you watch Man City's Pep All or Nothing, he would tell you that. Do you know what I'm
yeah, but
saying?
bro, there's also context as well, though, right? That you're missing out. Pep's been here
What
for
context?
so long. Pep's been at City for so long that he's been allowed to perfect the system, create another system, perfect that, create another system, perfect that. That way, he has 3-4 systems or ways of playing that he can use. Like that's what happens with time, with longevity. Even
Yeah, I know.
Arteta, as long as he's been at Arsenal, he has like 2 or 3 different ways of altering things or playing. You're not going to get that when a manager just come. He needs to perfect his style. You mentioned Conte and Jose. Conte and Jose were very stubborn and rigid
but they
to their way of playing. Yes, but only at certain times. Majority of the time, they played in their own way, their own style.
There's that prime, but there's knowing the personnel that suits your system. That's where I was gonna get to my
Yes,
point.
but then
Do you know
there's
what I'm
also
saying?
getting so you have to get the personnel that suits your system.
Exactly. And my point is, this Chelsea team at the moment, this is where I was going to revert back to Chelsea. This Chelsea team at the moment has about, let's say, over, as I said, 10 players that don't suit the system. Maybe about this, maybe about, I don't even know.
Mhm.
I really, really don't know. Who actually suits the system in your eyes, Prime? Anyone?
Okay, but that's the thing though. So
Yeah, that's
but
the thing. I'm just asking you a question.
I agree with you. Some of the players don't
Yeah.
suit the system. So so Maresca then should stick to his way of playing, figure out who doesn't work, and then they shouldn't be playing games, so that we can then eventually get rid of them and bring in players that do work. That's what
Or
Pep
Prime.
did when he. Hold on, that's what every manager does when they get to a team. Klopp did it at Liverpool. Like Arteta did it. Xavi Alonso did it when he was at Leverkusen. Ancelotti did it when he went to Real Madrid both times. Like you figure out if you know your way of playing, you figure out who suits and who doesn't suit.
Or if it becomes a case, or I can argue and say if it becomes a case where you're not going to get results, I'm not saying we won't, you might as well stick to what they know. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not
Yeah,
saying change your philosophy, but over
it's
time, if you look at Arteta couldn't play the football he plays now straight away. Do you know what I'm saying?
mhm,
So what he did, he played a system which was able to accommodate David Luiz. They knew they couldn't. He knew David Luiz could not defend him and Mustafi. So what they did, they don't play the possession football they do now. If you can agree with me, back
mhm,
when he first came in. So what he did
true.
over time, he played the system which these guys already were used to, which he knew the players could do. Do you know what I'm saying? Over
Mhm,
time, he was able to build that out. When he gets his own window, he can get rid of the players he needs. Do you know what I'm saying? But for me,
yes,
all of this
but
can't
he
happen
finished.
until
Well,
they sack the sporting directors. Simple. Because I don't see
I
a way.
yeah,
I don't see a way we're gonna succeed with Paul and Stanley and Lawrence Stewart. You know what I'm saying?
I hear that. I agree, but also with Arteta, he he failed 2 years on the bounce, two eighth place finishes with the bad players that weren't working. So even though he adapted to them, they still failed monumentally in the league. So
Yeah, they did.
yeah,
They did,
so
but they won a
obviously
trophy.
yes, but they still finished eighth that season, and then the following season they finished eighth. They were in a relegation battle for half the season.
Yeah, they did. They did. Which is why he was able to get rid of the players he wanted.
Yes.
If you
So
remember,
he got time.
if you remember in the second season, Prime, what
Yeah.
happened was this. After he came in and played the football he did, second season, the reason why most Arsenal fans were saying he has no style of play, he has no style of play, because he tried to play possessional football. If you watch them, he tried to play possessional football and he worked out horribly for them.
Yeah, I
First of
remember
all,
when
that's what I'm
Bellerin
trying
was
to say.
inverted. I remember.
Yeah, remember
But
they tried to do something that they were not used to,
I
which is
know, but
why
bro,
they were able
bro.
to. Hmm?
Yeah, but I know that. That's when he was trying to invert Bellerin as an inverted fullback. But
Exactly. And
ultimately,
My point saying that is when you do not have the players, when you do not have the players that suit the system, you see what happens. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
And you stick with it anyways. I know it will
yes,
take time, but it depends on how quick you want the results. Do you know what I'm
but
saying? I know in the fan base.
I'm okay
Um,
with getting time. I
okay,
don't care
calm.
what the fan base thinks. I'm okay with getting time, with him getting time, as long as I'm seeing the signs.
Yeah, remember this is not me saying Mariska out. This is not even me saying that. I will give him
No,
time.
no, no, no. I know,
I
I know,
would.
I know, I know, I
I'm
know, I
just
No,
know.
we're
saying.
simply dissecting what we've seen. It's not
Yeah,
about
Right.
Yeah.
in or out.
but also, JK, like we have to remember, this is one 90-minute game against the best team in the world, arguably.
Mhm. Right.
Like, can we have this conversation 10 games in? 10 Premier League games in, can we have this exact same conversation?
Right, because you can't decide. It's not make or break, or you can tie
Because
everything off of one
because
Ah,
game. Because even
wait.
Madrid
because
drew the other
because
day.
if we beat
Or
right? And then I was on here saying, "Hey, Wolfie, I told you about Maresca, all your doubts, I told you." And then Wolfie responds, for example, and says, "Yeah, but we know Man City tend to start slow anyway. Does it really count? Let's wait until we play Wolves." You know what I mean? Like, we can do it both ways. So
Well, but you said about waiting 10 games, but we've already seen how many games has they had, including preseason, and we haven't kept one clean sheet.
preseason,
Only one
preseason
clean
doesn't
sheet.
count. Preseason doesn't
What?
count.
No,
Preseason doesn't
no,
count.
no. It doesn't count in terms of the results, but it counts in terms of the style that you're going to go with and the
Yeah.
players you've got fit.
Bro,
Why do
no,
you think we've leaked goals every game?
preseason doesn't count because last year we battered teams in preseason, and then we started the league and we were terrible. So I don't care about the preseason.
I think it's more. I think it's more of understanding our club more. If I'm gonna be honest, we've been saying it last season. Poch had a good preseason, but then he decided to change up. I don't know whatsoever. All because you have a good preseason doesn't mean you start. But the thing is with this system, we all know. We also need to expect that this sort of system that Maresca is playing is going to take time. So we will lose some Premier League games. Preseason is one thing, but like, do you get what I'm saying? This system, I don't know. All I know is it's gonna take a lot of time. Do you know what I'm saying? I understand we don't like Poch or anything. I don't even want Poch back in. I think he's put a toll back on this mentality of the team. But when we were getting used to Poch's system, you see sort of style of play. I do think if that happened, I think we should have just gone a better manager. I'm not saying Maresca out or anything. If I have to address it again, I'm just saying we should have just gone for a better manager at least. You know what I'm saying? People could say Poch inverted, but like it was quite different. I also think the off the ball work is a problem. I felt like I think the team press is horrible, if I'm gonna be honest. I mean, when we are out of possession, I feel like the players are just standing there. There's only one person just pressing. You know what I'm saying? That needs to be improved as well. Because even the midfield as well. The reason why we got overrun in the midfield is because the midfield even our possession is not really great either. Which is why I regret selling Gallagher. We can't really sell Gallagher. Well, I know he's sold now, but it was a mistake for him to sell Gallagher. You know what I'm saying? Because
I don't
we
think it was
really
a mistake.
it was a mistake, Prime.
It
It
wasn't
was
because
as much as
All
you
right. Well,
as much as you don't want to
let
admit
me
it.
hear like JK
Every
like why
midfield
it
needs
is,
to
and let's hear Prime why it
every
isn't.
midfield, no matter how work rate doesn't matter. Work rate does matter in a midfield. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't rate Gallagher personally. You know what I'm saying? But he brings something to this team that most Chelsea fans do not see. It's the work rate in the midfield. When you look at the midfield, even throughout preseason, I kept saying off the ball work is important. You've had Mark Gu press. You need a second press from the midfield. Do you know what I'm saying? When you play the 3-2 and then you got the 4 and you got out 1, there's always another midfielder. There's no midfielder is pressing. And that's what Gallagher will do. You know what I'm
no, but
saying?
okay. I don't disagree about the pressing being
And
important.
this is
But
why people point out that Mateo Kovacic goal was very avoidable. Very, very avoidable. All you needed was aggression in the midfield. That was it. If I'm gonna
no,
be honest.
the Kovacic goal, all you needed was someone who was willing to make a tactical foul to bring him down. Caicedo or Enzo should have done that. But in terms of the
Didn't one of them
press,
not get booked already?
in, no, they got booked after that goal. Caicedo got booked after that goal. But anyway,
That's true.
in terms of the pressing, I agree, pressing is important. But Gallagher is not the be all and end all of pressing. Gallagher presses and runs like a headless dog. He's not like tactical or
But
disciplined
Gallagher,
about it.
he also
In
won the ball
terms of,
back. You
and
also
he
knew how
used
to win the ball back.
no, he wins the ball and then he loses it in the same move. But anyway, in terms of our pressing, that's why we have Nkuku who can press when he plays centrally.
He was
You
not
have
pressing against
Truth.
City though.
That's because he was playing out wide. Anyway,
It
you have
doesn't matter where you are.
bro.
You need to know
Right, JK,
the
JK,
fundamentals on when you press or not.
let me speak.
Even when you play football, you know this.
Let me
Do you
speak.
know what I'm
Let me
saying?
speak.
JK,
Let me
hold on a
speak.
second. Prime, go ahead, and
All
then
right, go on,
JK, go
Prime.
ahead, go
Speak,
ahead.
man.
You have, in terms of pressing centrally, you have Nkuku who can do it. Drewsbury Hall, who at Leicester was leading the press uh, um, for Leicester last season. You have Caicedo who can also press as well in the midfield. So we don't need Gallagher. Gallagher is a net negative to the team. His pressing is not that important because we have other players that can press better than him and more tactical than him.
All right, and
So
JK,
what was
so
that?
but you say you want to keep Gallagher because of the work rate he was bringing.
Yeah, in the midfield.
So do you think he would have been like? Do you see him more like a squad player, like coming off the bench, or do you see Gallagher would have been having a starting spot on the 11?
I think for me, how should I say this? So you're gonna call me dumb for this, but if Man City, if we played Man City yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
I would have started Gallagher over Enzo.
So would I.
If I'm gonna be honest,
I would have
mainly
played Drew's
because
all over.
mainly because Enzo's position consists of the second man press. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, what you guys need to realize was that you can say we were doing well on the ball. Off the ball was where we was where our weakness was. Even during preseason, you know, it was from the start. The defense is bad. I get it, but would the defense be bad if the pressing wasn't good from the front? It was not. If you're telling me that the pressing from the front was good, no. When you play possessional football, especially high line, you all know the first line of defense is let's say the two strikers, one striker and one centre forward, the second
Yeah,
striker.
because you defend front to back instead of
You
back to front.
that's it. You defend front to back, and that's how football is now. Do you know what I'm saying? Even when you look at this system, it consists of the system right now consists of more pressing. If I'm gonna be honest, if you're gonna be playing this sort of football, you know, when you're waiting and this and that, the thing is, you have so many players up high from the ball. You need a level of work rate and pressure when you lose it, because every time Chelsea look like every time if you look at every time we lose the ball in the box, we all know the counter attack will be vulnerable. Do you know what I'm saying?
JK,
Because
look
everyone
at the Real Madrid game in pre-season. All they had to do to break on us was get to the halfway line.
and it
Look,
took only 3-4 passes. That was it. Simple.
Yeah, bro,
they
Look
were
at
JK,
cutting us.
Celtic.
They were cutting us open for fun in that game, but it was
This is the
JK,
horrible.
thing.
what I would
I
have
get the
done,
defense is bad, but when the midfield is not doing any work rate,
yeah,
when the work rate is poor from the midfield, what do you expect?
JK, what I would have done is not. I agree with not playing Enzo because I don't necessarily know where he fits in this team. I would have played Drewsby Hall. He should have started. Is
At
he
the
someone
center.
that actually, just in the team in general, he's someone that actually understands the system and
Exactly.
knows how it's supposed to be played, and he can actually lead the press.
Exactly. That's the
Caicedo,
thing.
him, Jackson up top, they can actually lead the press cohesively
100%.
together.
And this is what the system needs. You need two players that can lead the press, especially the wings. You need the second line of defense to also, especially play conservative, man mark exactly, like as the two up fronts are pressing. You know what I'm saying? The thing is this: if you watch Leicester last season, you see that the press started from Vardy, then Kieran Dewsbury Hall. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the wide players getting marked by that Mavavidi guy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The work, the off the ball movement was perfection. This is why they were able to, this is why they were able to rectify that and actually win the championship. I don't know about that league. That league actually has a trophy for second place, which I don't understand. But yeah, but I also heard he actually blew away. Maresca actually blew away a 12-point lead at Leicester. I
At the
don't know if that's
championship.
true.
Yeah,
Is
no,
that true?
yeah, because they were up pretty comfortably, and then I think they
Yeah.
barely won by 1 point.
And this is my
And they
point.
lost 11 games on the way as well.
Hmm.
I spoke to a Leicester fan on Twitter. The reason why was because I think they suffered injuries. The key
Yes.
injuries. They suffered key injuries in the midfield, and those
Yeah,
midfielders
they
weren't as
did.
active. Yeah,
Like
those.
like I know Ndidi was out for like half the season.
And
Yeah,
that's
Just
one
remember?
of the
something
big
Yeah, I
massive.
remember.
concerns.
Ndidi was out for half the season.
Mm.
You know Ndidi. If you know Ndidi, you watch him and you know this guy. He's very good everywhere. This is why
On a
everyone wanted him.
press. Yeah.
He knew how to press. He knew how to command his area. Do you know what I'm saying? He was he was more like a Lavia. Do you know what I'm saying? His recovery pace was very good as well. He was very key to that system. And then you had Kieran Dewsbury, who I think he suffered an injury once as well. I don't know if you remember.
So
He's
again, Leicester didn't have the squad depth or
Yeah,
that
and
we
they
have.
didn't have the squad depth. Do you know what I'm saying? As soon as they lost they lost what they did. They lost the work rate. They lost the work rate in the midfield. People really underestimate how work rate in the midfield is and how it can actually affect the defense, especially a back three, especially when you're inverting. When you have fullbacks that are inverting as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Wolfie, what are you saying?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I want to do a combination of what both of you two have been saying, right?
Mhm.
The 10 games thing that Latimus is saying, and what you're saying about the high energy.
Mhm.
Because that's one thing I will agree. And I think what JK said there can't be understated. In the terms of the Colwells, the Reece James, they're quite often in teams that sit back. In terms of at Chelsea, like the Reece James was in the Champions League winning team under Tuchel. That team would sit back deep, defend for their lives, and then counter.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's the problem, right? With this formation, the way it is with the players we have, because I think we all agree that we're set up for five. Our team, like, the way it's structured in terms of the players, it's set up for five at the back, isn't it?
Yeah, it
So,
is.
the problem is, and this is how I go back to what Conte did when he put that defensive solidity there, but he still kept Hazard and Pedro in the wings at times as well. So it would leave the space in the middle empty.
I don't think we're set up for 5 at the back.
What with the players we've got?
Our defenders, no, we're not set up for 5 at the back.
Okay, well,
Because to play a back three, your wide centre backs have to be comfortable moving out into wide areas. Colwell is not comfortable in wide areas like we saw last season under Poch. Badiashile is not comfortable in wide areas. The Sassy, he's all right, but the pace will catch him out there. Fofana's been out for a year, so it's going to take him time to recover and get back to 100%. Like, we're not suited for that back three with the defenders that we have.
But what can I? Okay, what I both want to ask both of you, and I'll ask JPT as well. In 10 games, right? If we do not see adaptation or at least a tweaking of the system to maybe provide a little bit defensive cover, maybe like as you said, dropping Enzo. We're not going to drop Enzo for Gallagher now because Gallagher's gone. So maybe, because I don't know about you guys, but right now I wouldn't mind. Okay, assuming we're taking Enzo out, why not just put Palmer in front of Lavrio and Concedo?
Yeah, but we probably will do. How do we know we're not going to do that over the coming games?
Well, what makes you? Well, I'm not being funny, bro. How rough it is that we can say one thing and the manager and the Chelsea do something else. So
All we need to understand. Okay.
That's my point. That's my point. Like, none of us know. It's only been one game.
But Prime, what we need to understand is that some of these players, it's because of their value, is within their right to play anyways. If you look I have a feeling. I'm being honest with you.
What I mean is, we're talking about altering things or tweaking certain things.
But yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying to you. Certain players will not get dropped because of that certain reason.
I'm not saying drop certain players. I'm saying give it 10 games to see how we're going to set up.
That's why I said
we will.
That's why I said in 10 games, if we've not seen improvement, what will be your reaction?
Okay, but if we have seen improvement in 10 games, what will be your reaction?
Well, I'd have to see that to believe that, but
and then I'll have to
judging by the way. Hang on, let me answer you. Because if I do see improvement with tactical adaptation, because he's got to accommodate the players he's got. Now, let's be honest, a couple of the Chelsea centre-backs are a bit blocky, like Badiashile. They're good at set pieces and stuff like that, but not so good one-on-one. All right. If I do see defensive improvement and adaptation, I would say that I would give Enzo maybe the whole season to work it out, get some more players in, get some players out, etc. But that being said, we're still Chelsea Football Club. And I'm not being funny, and by Enzo's record, typically from what we've seen of him, if the blueprint from Leicester of what we're going by, typically as his teams progress, they get worse.
Yeah, but that's not true.
Right, Prime, we've had one season to look at, his Leicester season.
He's had one, yeah.
Right, did they not get worse, yes or no?
They had mass injuries. So you're not including context.
They got worse. No. I can include context all you like. They had mass injuries. We don't.
they had mass injuries and they didn't have squad
Right,
depth,
we
so it
don't.
got worse.
We don't.
What do you
So
mean?
you've
What do
got
you mean
so
we
at the
don't?
moment at Chelsea, you have no excuses.
Yeah, but yes, but it's only been one game.
Right.
Like
I'm
we're
saying
throwing.
in 10 games time.
Okay, yes, but again, like we're talking about all these theories and hypotheticals.
Mhm.
Give it 10 games.
That's what I'm
first.
saying. In 10 games, if you've seen no improvement,
If I've seen no improvement, sure. But if we have seen improvement, then I can come back to you and say everything you were
Oh
saying
yeah, but you
before.
you've answered the question now. But I said yeah, I will say it then.
But
But
that's my
yeah,
point.
yeah.
But that's my point though. After 10 games, if I haven't seen anything, I'll be highly critical too. But I can't be highly critical after one game. It's not fair. It's like for example, seeing a player play one game and saying, "Oh, he's shit. He's rubbish." How do we know he's rubbish? He could have just had a bad game. The same way, if we'd beaten City 2-0, right? Would it be fair to come on here and say, "Oh, we're going to win the Premier League"? Would
Yeah,
that
I
be
mean,
fair?
you can't go to. They both can't be
Right.
extremes.
Exactly. So let's give it 10. If someone came on here and said, "We're going to win the Prem if we had beaten City," I would say here and say, give it 10 games first before we see where we're at. I'm saying the same thing. Give it 10 games. Give it 10 Premier League games.
Even if we beat in City, I still would be weary and say, you know what, let's give it. Exactly, I agree. Because if I'm gonna be honest, I still want to see how we do against the lower teams. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because
And that's
they
why
play
we
a
need those
different
10
way.
games. That's
That's
why
the
we need
thing.
those 10 games.
Yeah, I know.
That's why we need 10 games.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, what do you guys think will be our best 11 and in what formation?
You
Can I be-
know what? If I think through this, I'm gonna have a headache. So I'll leave out of that question. Too
Okay,
many players.
it is too many players, but we got to decide what would be the best with what we have, like what to cover up with our weaknesses. You know, like you
I tell you,
mentioned.
I think a
Nkunku and-
4-4-2 would be good because we
4-4-2?
got Nkunku, we got Broja at the moment, still got Lukaku, we got Jackson, we got Guy. Why not? And I'm not being funny. We got all these strikers there, right? All this firepower. If defending kind of goes out the window, Jesus, we might as well just go old school Madrid, bro. We're just trying to outscore you.
I mean, these players are young
Lukaku-
enough that they kind of could use a 4-4-2.
Lukaku is not part of our squad, nor is Broja.
All right, well, we've still got that. Well, supposedly Osherman coming in. We've got João Felix coming. Where does he fit into all this? Another central player.
You know what? This is
Yeah.
why I'm gonna have a headache. saying
Felix will be
this.
part.
Because
Felix will be part of this.
Palmer, Nkunku, and for Felix all play in the same space. Oh yeah, don't forget you got to try and
Yes,
accommodate Enzo
but-
somewhere as well.
but
This is gonna
that's-
suck, lad.
But it's not
Enzo-
going
Enzo
to.
will be the
It's not,
wrench in
it's
this.
not going to, because that's why you have a squad. See, Leicester last season, why they fell off massively is because they didn't have a squad. We're trying to build a squad. That way, Nkunku, who's injury prone, when he gets injured, we have someone to come in for him. And the level doesn't drop massively. And we can still press in the midfield. And we can still win games. And we don't blow a 12-point lead or whatever.
Okay.
I mean, it makes sense, but then why sign players if we're going to have to sign another just to cover when they get injured and out for like 10 games?
That's a good point, JGT.
Wait, what did you say? Sorry, repeat that.
So so you said like, you know, we had the squad depth, so to cover out like, you know, for players like Nkunku and other injury prone players, why buy them in the first place if we're gonna have to sign another player or two to cover up when they're out for like 10 games of the season?
No, but you need a squad in general.
And that's true. That's true, but I mean, I think
Oh, we've got a squad, all right, a 35-man squad for what I
and
heard.
we're just adding on. We're just adding on right now. We're in supposedly rumored with Chiesa. I mean, I'd rather we get Sterling out the door because he's not part of the board's plan. He might be part of
Sterling-
Enzo's plan, but not the
Yeah,
board.
but Sterling is leaving. Like, we're only getting Chiesa if Sterling leaves.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, you know, we're expecting more players to come in as well, but you know, we're also rumored to get
Yeah,
rid of
and-
some.
Yeah,
Like,
so
I'm kind of worried that like we're still linked with players when we should just be focusing on getting rid of.
I'm not worried because we're only going to bring in more players if we get rid of more players.
I guess, but we're also looking at injury-prone players. Like this, Neto had a bad injury.
Well, hang on.
Chiesa
Half the
has
Chelsea
that injury
squad's
record.
injury prone, by the way. So can we ask you a question? And this is a general question, not to dig out any. And I want to JK, Prime, and JPT. Who's
Mhm.
injury prone? Reece James is injury prone. Nkuku's injury prone.
Neto.
Neto's injury prone.
Mhm.
Lavia appears to be injury prone. Enzo's had a couple of them, to be fair to him, since he's arrived here.
Fofana.
But Fofana, yeah, Chilwell. Who else?
Chilwell's not part of our squad.
He isn't, but he's still there. Like
No, he's
they're
still on the
saying.
books, bro.
If
That's
I'm
what I
gonna be
mean.
honest,
No, but he's not playing. He's not part of our squad.
Half of our team's made of glass.
you know
bro.
Lavia has only ever had one injury. That
Yeah,
was
it was just a long
Southampton.
one.
It was a long one.
Please.
That's the thing. So I wouldn't call him injury prone.
Yeah.
He had one injury.
No,
The
we
reason why he
won't
got
take that
injured was
sad
because
case on your half.
Pochettino had to man manage and he put him in for 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, can I just ask a question? Whether does anyone think that was sheer arrogance from Arsenal when they got that £23 million bid for Eddie Nketiah, considering he only scored 5 Premier League
I thought it was
goals?
27 at one point. Wasn't it
Yeah,
27?
it was. Yeah, it was 27 with
from
add-ons.
Marseille, yeah.
And
And
I
then
was
they
just
just
thinking to
rejected.
myself, and they rejected it, and I'm thinking, why? That makes perfect sense.
I mean, you can argue for the same thing with us. Why did we sign a goalkeeper with one? Didn't he like have one season, one game in Belgium, Genk, and we signed him, Mike Penders?
Yeah, it's like that. It was something
It's
crazy.
like that, but I mean, but at this point, get Eddie off the books. I mean, and it's what is it, 100K a week that they're getting? It's like Malong Star, but at least they use Eddie. I forgot what Malong Star looks like. Is he
Isn't
white?
he not going Forest?
I mean, wait, who?
Nketiah.
Supposedly, I mean,
David
unless they
Ornstein said
rejected
that
it.
Forest, I
defense
think,
is in
gave it a
trouble.
£25 million bid or something.
Yeah, there you go. I
They
mean,
say, wait,
we
why
found
would
it
they
out.
accept a 25 mil but reject one for 27?
Because Arsenal they don't know how to sell. That's the problem.
No, they don't.
Right,
They don't. That's
that's a
true.
bad history, but that's on Edu, not like they once they
Your
get rid of him,
defense is in
I
trouble.
feel like their business will be in a much better side. You know, there is an American guy called Todd Boyd. I'm sure they could use, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, don't give him hope. You know who I'm talking about, JPT. Don't give him hope. Don't.
But yeah, I mean, it makes sense for him to go to Forest, or even I thought Bournemouth were making a deal to replace Solanke. But well, yeah, we'll see with
Eddie to replace Solanke.
yeah.
I've got a question. Do you guys think we need a centre back in January?
I think we need another centre back now. To be honest.
We need a center back, but we need to get rid of like 2 at least.
I think
Well,
logically
wait,
we're
actually,
not
to be
gonna
honest, use a centre back we're trying to push out the door because I think Trevor Chalobah can still do
There you
bits in
go.
this team. To be fair,
I think Chalobah's going. I don't think any of the rest
Yeah,
are.
he's not part of the plans.
That's the thing.
Gallagher, Chalobah, Sterling. And
Chalobah
who else?
doesn't
And
impress.
I've got a feeling. I mean, once this transfer window is closed, I think Maresca won't rate Disasi. I've just got a feeling. I don't know. I've got a weird feeling.
He hasn't
He'll
been
just
involved
say
yet.
Disasi's not in my plans.
The Sassy hasn't been involved because he's just had hernia surgery.
I know.
He has surgery
but
too.
I just have a funny feeling from Maresca. He's gonna be like, oh, he doesn't suit my plans.
Hey, but that's
Unfortunately.
fine. I don't mind him getting rid of players that
Yeah,
don't
and
suit
that's what I'm
what he's
saying.
trying to
That's what I'm
build.
saying.
That's
Like
fine.
that's what I'm saying. Which centre back would you guys bring in? Which centre back would you get if you had a choice?
Like, if it's available right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind taking an old head who's on a free. We need
we
experience.
get Thiago Silva back.
No. Yeah,
I take like a Skriniar.
yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, I'll take Skriniar, but I don't know if he speaks English. That's the problem.
I mean, neither did Silva.
Bruv, get Nesta and Maldini out of retirement.
You don't listen. Ball is ball. You don't need to speak English. I take Bastoni. There's Heincampe that plays at Leverkusen. He might leave next summer once Alonso leaves.
If I'm gonna be honest, guys, I think these players like Bastoni. I don't think they will come to us. Being honest with you, if they're gonna go anywhere, it will be either Man City. I don't see them coming to us. They all wouldn't want to play Conference League football.
Yeah, but it also depends too where City stand after their court hearing and everything.
Don't worry about that court. They reckon it's not going to be done until the end of back end of next
I don't know. I
season.
think City are fine. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just have a
they're
feeling.
gonna keep delaying
Yeah,
this. I
no,
mean,
no, no. Don't worry. Either way, even if they do get the ultimate like spanking, we all hope they do. That's not gonna happen until next season anyway. So forget it for this one.
I think
I've been keeping track of that court case.
what will happen. I think the only way City decline is if they get Todd Bowley, a owner like Todd Bowley, and their ones leaves.
no, they
They
need
will
to get
scrap
caught with like
every.
something
They will
crazy.
take away all experience. They will take away Kevin De Bruyne. They will take anyone. They will start putting kids. That's the only way. Basically, they will copy a
You know
model.
what? Does anyone else think we need another DM? Because I wouldn't. Because if Ugarte is available from PSG, that is a serious Kante replacement right there. Because that
But
could
then
be
who
No,
are you
pretty.
selling?
no,
I wouldn't compare him
no.
to
We
Kante, but
we, we
I think
already
he's
have
borderline to Man U.
we already have 2 DMs. Also, we have Santos out on loan. Also, we have Oguchoku out on loan. We don't need another one.
You really think Santos is getting a taste of this of the
Yeah,
Premier League start, Chelsea?
and
I
also,
don't.
also, Icardi is not better than Lavia or Caicedo.
Big up times. I mean,
Man
right now,
United, Man United are going to be in for a culture shock. Icardi is not that good.
If
It's-
I'm gonna be honest, Prime. If I'm gonna be honest, before Caicedo was even linked to Chelsea, I wanted João Palhinha. If I'm gonna be honest,
Paulinho the
Ja-
baller.
What about
he's a very
Zubimendi?
very good
He's still
player.
sitting there. He hasn't signed.
Zubimendi,
He hasn't signed a new deal yet.
he doesn't want to leave.
yeah,
You
I
know,
think he's staying in Spain.
That's why Liverpool got embarrassed. He doesn't
and
want to
if
leave.
he's leaving, he's going Barcelona. Mark my words. And there's
If they
no
can
way.
afford him.
If he wants to, if he's staying in Spain, he's waiting for that Barca call.
I disagree. I think he's going to go Real Madrid.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
either the two, because Barcelona have good pool. The thing is with Barcelona is that they don't have money. That's the problem.
Hmm. I mean,
But
yeah,
yeah, Real Madrid, I agree.
I can see Real Madrid. It makes sense for him to go. I mean, so you guys, what would you saying we need a DM? You saying we need a Wolf? You say we need a center back? Anyone think?
Me,
And this is I can't believe I'm saying this just because we have Jesus Christ, too many of these people. Goalkeeper. We have signed a bunch of mediocre young goalkeepers who can't do shit, and
you
right
know
now,
what, JPT?
hmm
What I've realized about goalkeepers is they cannot. Sometimes you can have an average goalkeeper,
hmm
but if I'm gonna be honest, depending on the way you defend, it can make that goalkeeper look good. You'll be lying to me if you think Edison's a very good shot stopper. He's horrible at shot stopping.
no, that's why I think Allison's a better goalkeeper than to be like for
I think
Brazil.
Edison, in my opinion, I think he's not even top three goalkeepers in the Premier. I think he's just about fourth. I genuinely think David Raya is better than him at shot
I
stopping.
disagree. That's not true. I disagree.
No. I'm talking. Yeah, he's better. Have
Like
you seen
shot
Edison
stopping,
shot stopping?
not
You know
Alisson's
the
a
ball
amount of
better.
behind.
times he's got the
Alisson's a
ball slipped off his hands. Edison.
Raya's nowhere near the top 5. Ederson's a better shot stopper than Raya.
But then Prime. This is my point. Is this sometimes some goalkeepers can look good due to the defense, but
No,
like if
that's
I'm
how
gonna
I
be
agree.
honest, yes, it's true though, Prime.
I know. I just said in that point I agree.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what, David Raya, I think they're on the same level as Edison. Simple. Maybe I'm wrong. David Raya's not, but I think Pickford's better shot stopper than Edison, though, in my opinion.
Pickford, yes. Pickford, yes.
I like Nick Pope.
Pope, yep.
I think the defense let him down. But he's a very good shot stopper. Because Newcastle don't concede many goals. If I'm gonna be honest, he's a very good shot stopper. But I like Nick Pope. I think he's better than. I just think he needs a better team. Especially Pickford. I would take Pickford at Chelsea. If I'm gonna be
I've been,
honest,
I've been saying
I
this
don't
for
want
years.
T-Rex
I'll take
arms.
Pickford. I've been saying for years I'll take Pickford. He's a quality goalkeeper.
he's also good on the ball. He knows how to pick a pass.
Quality.
Very good on the ball.
And also
So,
Pickford in big games, he's always clutch. Look for England.
very.
The guy
I know
always performs in big games for England.
exactly. I also who else is there?
In the league,
Um, yeah, in the league. Um, do you like
Jose
Areola?
Sa,
What do you think of
put Sa up there?
Alphonse Areola?
You could take Ramsdale off Arsenal.
Ramsdale's horrible. No.
Yeah, I don't like Ramsdale
Well,
neither.
well, I'm not being funny. Like, is he worse than Sanchez? Better shot stopper.
He's just as
All I'm
bad.
saying,
I would
Wolfie,
put it. I will group him and
Wolfie.
Raya,
All I'm
Hill,
saying,
Sanchez
Well,
together.
all,
Diego Costa is still at Porto, by the way, and Mascherville is still at Valencia.
No, he's at
Mamdashvili.
Liverpool.
Or has he gone to Liverpool? Is he?
No, he's not gone to Liverpool. Man United. He's looking. It looks like Man United might try and get him, and he's open to the United move. So we'll see what happens with him.
What about Diogo Costa? Because he's still sitting at Porto, and he's a great shot. Look at what he did for Portugal.
Wolfie, I think we'll be winning more cup finals if we have Diego Costa. If we're going penalties, honestly.
Well, I think he's a better goalkeeper than what any of the ones we've got, even some of them combined.
All
To be
8 of them
honest.
combined.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Is he good on the ball? I've never seen him on the ball. If I'm gonna be honest, Diego Costa.
Well, Diogo Costa, not Diego Costa. It's Diogo.
I mean
Costa.
Diogo Costa, whatever.
Diego. Big shout out Diego Costa.
Yeah, he's brilliant. He's brilliant on the ball.
Yeah, I need to watch more games of him. But I'm just saying, I've been watching him in Portugal. That's it. I don't really watch the Portuguese league.
Oh, and what's his name?
Rosie,
What about your boy Magic Mike?
Magic Mike.
Diogo Costa has massively improved as well, because I remember 3-4 years ago, the guy was horrible. He was so chaotic and jambolic. But again, being that young as a goalkeeper, he needed experience and game time to grow and improve. So we'll see. But I think the plan is to have Slovenia be our long-term goalkeeper. I think that's the actual plan.
There's still options.
So we'll see. We'll see.
What about Petrovic? Did anyone think he was shafted? Because I did.
I agree he was shafted. I think
he's not part of the plan.
I think he's good enough on the ball.
Well, that's crazy. And I think the thing is, we will get good money for him. That's the only good thing.
But the thing is, JK, we seem to be like unsolving problems we solved towards the back end of last season. That's the worrying thing for me.
And that's the problem. This is the thing. This is the whole point. And this is why the biggest elephant in the room is the sporting directors. Do you know what I'm saying? They're the ones that make the decisions on the sort of manager they bring, etc. They're in charge of all the profilings and everything.
I don't mean to disrespect our American brothers, but I'm pretty sure when they signed Pedro in the end zone. Sorry.
Man.
No, I mean,
Oh,
he's not wrong though. He's not. I mean, the sporting directors are just they're not seeing out to build a club. They're just seeing out what they can do for profits with what the owners want.
The thing is with the sporting directors, I feel the thing is, this model, this under 25 model, it could actually work, but it's just the type of players you bring. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna be honest, we were still in our prime. Let's when Toboli first took over, he still had the likes of Kante, Kovacic, and everything. If you wanted young players, there's Lamine Yamal there. I'm not saying he was banging at the time, but let's say if he was that time, you could have signed. Who else? You could have signed Mbappe. You know what I'm saying? We could have attracted these players at the time.
No. I don't want them to go anywhere near us.
I'm talking about the Champions League thing after the Super Cup, World Cup, what we call it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe,
no, that's not true.
I'm not saying exactly Mbappe, but at least someone's on those levels.
Oh, yeah, but that's what we've done in Kenzri Paez and Esteval. Generational talents.
There's 2 more players coming into the club next summer.
But these are generational talents, bro.
Yeah, but I want generational talent at 23,
that
24, not generational talent at 16, 15.
Yeah, but
generational talent that just got born yesterday. This time.
Yeah, but that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to find the next stars instead of spending 100 mil on an Enzo or Caicedo. Let's find them before they become 100 mil.
Anyone want to answer this from Andy?
Gamble,
Andy? Anyone want to answer this? Are they in a stronger position now compared to what they were? No, bruv, because we haven't got Abramovich's mafia links to buy people off anymore.
What does that mean?
Well, Chelsea got better. Yeah,
a better squad. I would say it's just the same, because like pre-takeover, our squad, like we had a injury-prone midfield. We had an attack that was bloated but poor. Yes, we had an elite defense, but that defense was also injury-prone as well. Reece James injury-prone, Chilwell injury-prone. We had squad depth throughout the team. So
It also had to do with more like with Rudiger. Who else is in that back
Yeah.
three? The
yeah,
Christensen.
like the best thing about us, like
Where did JK go?
was, I don't know. The best thing about us was Tuchel. But even Tuchel couldn't fix everything for long because our squad just was not good enough.
I mean, I think there's a couple other more factors here that I think probably made us, I would say, worse, and not just because of we're getting just strictly younger players, too many players. I mean, if we still kept Tuchel, which some Chelsea fans don't want Tuchel or think he's washed. I still would think he would have had a decent squad if they backed with players that he would want, not just thinking about profit.
Yeah, but we're not. I agree. We probably should have kept Tuchel, but like they had differences. It is what it is.
Right.
I don't think we're not thinking. I don't think when everyone says profit, like, do you think we're going to sell Cole Palmer in 2 years?
If we don't perform well, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that would be more so him leaving than us willingly selling him.
I mean, but I would say that was that was a premature firing right there. Because what was it? He was sacked in what, first week of September, second week of September?
I agree when they sacked him was wrong, but sacking him in general, I don't think that was a bad thing.
Right. Just because the rotation or the switching of managers is nothing new. How many managers did we go through Roman in those 20 years?
Lots.
Tons. Yeah. I mean, granted, I think Bowley's going to break the record.
Bro, Broly had 4 in 1 season. Come on.
There you go. See that.
Follow the red card. Follow the red card. Come on now. Moving around. Sorry.
That 4-hit streak. But so it's nothing new. But I mean, right now, with this ownership, we sacked 2 managers too soon. I mean, granted, when I say that, I'm saying like Tuchel, I think should just give him the season. Even if it was like expected he was going to be sacked, at least give him like the season, if not at least till the January window. And Poch, no one wanted him here, but if you're going to end up and gain us top 6, going on a win streak at the end, yes, granted we should have been top 4, and no tactics at all, but it's like you're doing everything right and then you still get sacked. I mean, I kind of wish we kept him a little longer so that way there's no what ifs or buts. And you saw how some of the players reacted when he got sacked. Like Jackson was a big advocate for him to stay. Gallagher was a big advocate. I mean, granted, 2 of those 3 guys are not even here anymore. Or
yes, and but those are players with the poor mentality, right?
Gallagher has poor mentality.
This awfully sounds.
Very
Can I
much
ask you a question? This awfully sounds a lot like when
only,
Arteta took over from Unai Emery, and all these players are supposedly dog shit, but yeah, Arteta was the only one that won with an Unai squad and not with his own. So that's a very delicate question.
What do you mean a delicate question?
What I mean is, say for example, right, like we go on the basis of what you just said. These are all the no good ones coming out, and these are the better ones coming in. Like, say for example, like we go back to your 10-game thing. We have to scrub that now. Say we go half a season. No, right? If we don't see real impetus in the transfer window to back this guy up, then we need to. Because I'm not being funny. I blame Enzo Maresca to a degree of what's going on happening with Chelsea. But let's be honest, though. He's only been there a couple of months. Our problems have been like this for the last, 2-3 years?
Yeah, it's deeply rooted.
It's very, oh, bro.
Like this is
Very,
that's a rooster.
very
That's just like
deeply
a leaf, a little sprout.
Did you say you
Yeah.
blame Enzo?
No, I said I don't blame. I said
Oh, okay.
I blame the board for this because I'm not being funny. They're chopping off our nose to spite our face.
I don't have a problem with I think a lot of the big problems at Chelsea is because we're not doing well on the pitch. I think what's going on behind the
The
scenes.
thing is, we haven't been doing well on the pitch for about 3 years.
Just because it was going on.
Well, we haven't won a league title since 2017, so it's been much longer than 3 years.
All right, let me put it
At
this
least
way.
we have European
Bro,
titles.
we were dancing with the bottom 10 for the last 3 years. Then that's worse. I know what the standards you're saying about competing for the league, but there's a difference between competing for the league and barely keeping your head afloat.
Okay, so we were dancing with the bottom 10 for the last 3 years with the likes of Gallagher in the team and Chilwell in the team.
Well,
right?
realistically, that's not true
And
because
Chalobah.
Gallagher was only in the team last year. And
Gallagher was in the team.
he
Gallagher was in the team. Gallagher was in the team the year before when we finished 12th.
Yeah, but he was in the team that finished 6th last season, so he improved.
And he was also in the team that finished 12th.
Well, so was
Big up DJ
Aspilicueta.
Crane.
So was Eden Hazard. They were all in the team that finished 13th.
Oh, but but you're talking about how we've been competing with the bottom of the league the last 3 years, and the players that and I mentioned the likes of Gallagher and Chilwell and Chalobah, and then you said, well, we finished 6th with Gallagher. We finished 6th with Enzo, Fernandez, and Caicedo and Jackson. I don't get the point you're trying to make, I'll be honest.
No, what? No, I was going to what you said about we've not done well in the league in terms of competing at the highest level. And I said, yeah, I agree with that. But at the same time, our level has dropped dramatically, even for our non-competing one. Because at least at least over the last 20 years, we've majority held a position in the top 5. Right?
Yes,
the Todd Brogy reign for that perspective has not been pretty.
Our level has dropped since 2017 when he won the league. So regardless, it's not just the Bowley reign.
But he's in charge now.
Yes, but we were also failing pre-Bowley as well.
Well, Roman would just say, "Look, my last season, I brought you 2 trophies. Peace
I
out."
was going to say,
and then before that, we were failing as well. Before that, we were failing.
Failing, but winning European titles?
Before we won the Champions League, we were failing. That Champions League was a patch job.
Oh, well, I think the main shotgun in the foot at that point was we had Lampard as our manager.
Yeah, and okay.
And then
that was and whose idea was that? Romans.
Yeah, but then bro, it's a catch-22 because they didn't brought in Tuchel and JP2, who won the Champions League for us.
Before we did.
And that Champions League was a patch job.
It was.
It was shown, it was proved to be a patch job because in the league that season, we weren't that good, were we?
No, but we did have a few injuries that year.
Would you?
Exactly, because like I said earlier, the squad wasn't good.
But I would say back then the squad had a lot more depth and experience and quality than what it does now.
The squad did not have quality.
Bro, you have people like Aspilicueta, Rudiger.
The depth. You're talking about the starters. I'm talking about the depth.
I think somebody like Zappacosta drink waters.
When Reece and Chilwell got injured.
Zappacosta was all right. He didn't do that.
When Reece Zappacosta wasn't in the squad under Tuchel. When Reece and Chilwell got
Emerson
injured,
was though. Emerson and
when Emerson got sold after he won the Champions League. When
in the Champions League year, he was there.
When Reece and Chilwell got injured, who did we have to play at wing back? The likes of Kennedy and Malang Sarr and Cho and Pulisic and Ziyech. We had to use our forwards and wing back that showed our squad depth was not good enough.
I forgot about that journeyman Kennedy boy. Thanks for
reminding
me.
I'm proving the point of how poor we were. Reason Tuchel did Tuchel did, yeah, but that's the point. Winning the Champions League, that's great, but that's because Tuchel did as much as he could. But ultimately, Tuchel's not a miracle worker because the squad still was not good enough. We were failing for so long that people think just winning the Champions League is enough. No, because we were still failing. We're still massively failing. People don't
If
see
I'm
it.
gonna be honest, Prime, you have a point. If you, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You have a very good point because I'm gonna be honest. If losing your two wing backs is the reason why you regress so badly in a title race,
Mm-hmm.
then you know that there is a problem to begin with. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And if I'm gonna be honest, Prime, if you remember, as I said, the attackers were not scoring because most defenders had more goals than their actual strikers.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So people need to take that into account because
Thank you.
but the thing is, Prime, could you also say Tuchel won us the Champions League, but I want to. Oh my goodness, people
Like,
can say
Tuchel coming in won us the Champions League, but our squad was the reason why we could not maintain that level.
that's the
The
thing.
season
I
after,
think
the
the
season,
system
the
he
season
could have.
after we won the Champions League, right?
mm-hmm.
We
Didn't we
only
lose?
brought
Didn't we lose Rudiger after that though?
no. We lost in the
Lost
season
before
after that.
the
After.
takeover.
The season we won the Champions League, right? Summer 2021. The only player we brought in to the squad was Romelu Lukaku. We had the same squad that Lampard had that had us mid-table after we lost 3-1 to Arsenal. That same squad, and plus Lukaku. And people thought we'd win a title with that. I said we'd be nowhere near a title race because our squad depth was not good enough. People laughed at me, and I proved to be right again. You remember that, JPT?
Oh yeah.
You've known me that long.
Called it out.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, Prime. I've seen you say on Lewis's stream. I remember back
yeah,
in the
people were
days you
laughing
used to
at me
join
and
them.
saying, "Of course, we're going to title challenge. We won the Champions League. The Champions League is not like doesn't work that way."
No, it doesn't. It's the cup.
Yeah,
The
so
thing is
like,
that. Go ahead.
yeah, like I don't know, like we'll see. Like I'm gonna give this like some time because even with Poch, who I did not like, I still gave him the time. I gave him the 10 games in the league to see where we lie. Because the first game against Liverpool, when Chilwell was playing left wing and Colwell was playing left back, and I said, "What the fuck was this?" And then people were like, "Oh, you have an agenda because you don't like Poch." And I said, "You know what? Fine, let's give it 10 games before I speak." And we gave it 10 games. So now I'm asking other people, give it 10 league games and let's see. By the end of our 10 league, I don't know what 10 league games we have. I'll actually check. But by the end of the 10th league game, then we can have a show and talk about how bad we are or how good we are. Then we can talk. But after one game against the best team in the world, where they didn't dominate us, we didn't get outclassed, like, I don't think it's fair. I'll be real.
If I'm gonna be honest,
That's a
our
good
first
point.
game against Liverpool last season,
Mm-hmm.
I generally didn't wait. I didn't rate the way we were attacking, although we dominated possession. To be fair, Liverpool were just horrible. I don't know what it was, but they really didn't play well. They sat back the whole game. They let us have the ball. I don't really know what I know. Sorry to revert back to last season. So with the nostalgia, but you make a good point there, cause like bro, if I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like the way we played, although we drew the game. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you
Mhm.
had Chilwell playing left wing,
What about
Mhm.
which
Arsenal when we threw away a 2-0 lead?
then there's that as well. Do you know what I'm saying?
Look at what one of when literally Sanchez's plan was pass to Cancelo, pass to Cancelo, pass to Cancelo. No matter where he is, he could be in the locker room, pass to
But you
Cancelo.
guys need to understand that our defense has been leaky even under Poch as well. So
Oh, very
it's
much
not
so.
really different under
Yeah.
it's not gonna be
I
different under I genuinely don't
Wait,
think these
JK.
centre backs are
Okay,
good
hold on.
enough. That's just my
I,
opinion.
I agree with you, JK. Hold on. Let me just bring up our 10 league games, right? That we have. So Man City at home, that's 1. Wolves at the Molineux, that's 2. Crystal Palace at the Bridge, that's 3. Bournemouth at their stadium, that's 4.
Mm-hmm.
West Ham at the London
Vitality, isn't
Stadium,
it?
that's
Isn't
5.
it Vitality, Bournemouth?
Yeah,
Oh my
Vitality.
god, West Ham
West
is
West
tough.
Ham.
Very, very tough place
Yeah,
for
yeah,
us.
I know. West Ham at the London Stadium, that's 5. We play
Right.
Brighton at the Bridge, that's 6. Forest at the Bridge, that's 7. Liverpool at Anfield, that's 8. Newcastle at the Bridge, that's 9. And Man United at Old Trafford, that's 10. That's 10 league games against various levels of opposition. That's why I said give it the 10 games. So after Man United at Old Trafford, we can come on here and talk about the 10 league games and how we've been, and we're still terrible, Wolfie, I'll be right there with you if we're still terrible. But if we've actually improved and we're seeing signs, then because we have to be fair, and that's why I said give it 10 games. I gave it 10.
Yeah, cool. He doesn't. Nia basis on the if he doesn't improve, he gets the sack. That's it. Like, you can have 10 games, you can have 15. I'm not really against Enzo. I'm really not. But I'll give you a balanced one. I'll give him time because obviously, I have to give him time regardless of my personal feelings because he's got the job. So, you know what I mean? Like, if you're talking to me about how I handle this as an adult, he has the job regardless of how I feel. So I have to give him time. But at the same time, judging by the way it was done, does any champion... Okay, now you look, right, across like any league in top league in the world, it's very, 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 very rare that a manager comes up from that league, that league's second division, and gets top 5, 6, 7, regardless of squad.
Lampard did it.
Lampard did it. What do you mean Lampard did it?
Lampard
he did it
got
in his
top,
first season with
not just
academy
Lampard.
graduates.
Lampard got top 4 when Sean Dyche got promoted with Burnley. He finished 7th. We saw sixth. We saw Dean Smith do it with Sheffield United during the COVID season. You've seen that happen before. That's for 1 and 2.
Prime. You got it wrong because Dean Smith
with a promoted team, not
yes. Yeah,
not a manager on his own.
But it's still a championship manager. That's for 1 and 2. Hold on. Why is it that we can say championship players are quality, but we can't say the same about the manager? Why is it that we can look at Jared ripping it up in the championship? He goes to West Ham. He rips it up at West Ham. You can see Reece James ball out at Wigan, and he comes to Chelsea. He balls out. We can say the same thing. We can say the same thing for Tomori at Derby. He comes to Chelsea, he balls out. Why can we say the same thing for championship players who are quality, come to the Prem and ball? But we can't say the same for managers.
Find player, manager, and team. I wasn't talking
about but I'm giving you examples of it can happen with players. It can happen with managers bringing up a team. Why can't it happen? Why can't the same thing happen with Maresca? We don't know. It's the unknown. So give it time.
We're all talking theoreticals.
Just for your information, Dean Smith actually bought Europa League. I think he finished 8th.
Yeah, he finished 8th. Yeah. But the point still stands that it's happened before.
Yeah,
before. There's been teams that have come up, but I think the only team I can remember after getting even remotely near top 6 in their first season from being promoted with a new manager as well, I think was Paul Jewell Wigan. If I remember correctly.
I've got a question. I've got a very good question. If Poch was hired under Roman, do you think Poch would have won a trophy?
I don't think Poch would have been hired under Roman.
That's the thing. But let's say Roman took the risk.
Because Roman wanted him for Roman wanted Poch for years. Poch wanted Roman.
Because Sarri never won a trophy.
Poch wanted Roman, or Roman wanted Poch.
Roman wanted Poch for a number of years. Roman wanted Poch back when Jose got sacked in 2016. He wanted him back when Conte got sacked. He wanted him after Lampard got sacked in 2019, before we got Tuchel. He wanted him for a number of years.
I remember hearing serious.
I'm going to be honest. If Poch came to Chelsea, I think his trophy drought would have ended. Let me tell you why. The reason, you can, but the reason is because the owners, when you look at the difference between both Todd Bowley and Roman, at least when you're managing under Roman, you know the pressure is there to win. So which means you have to change your mentality completely.
That's not true. Not every manager Roman has hired has won at Chelsea.
Yeah, I know, I understand.
And they've been sacked.
But that's the thing. I understand they have been sacked. You know what I'm saying? But like, if Sarri came into Chelsea with no trophy ever, if I'm going to be honest, he won a Europa League. He won a Europa League here. You know what I'm saying? His first ever trophy.
What about to be a Teo?
But why do you think is that? It's because of the mentality around the club. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
winning mentality.
Which
Thank you,
gives him that
that,
JK.
aura to win.
that
And
that
this is the
same
thing.
yes, but
I'm
that
not
doesn't
saying
apply to
I'm not saying
everyone.
it's guaranteed prime, but I'm just saying you can make a case that can stay. If Poch
No,
was
I
managing
can't.
under, you
If
can,
last
you
season,
can.
if
I think it's reasonable. You can, to be
okay,
honest.
okay. Last season, if Roman was our owner, Poch would have got sacked after we lost to Man United.
The thing is, the thing is with Pochettino is like he felt he can still experiment. You really think tell me one manager that felt that they can experiment something they knew they wouldn't work under Roman. Tell me one.
Wait, what?
The thing is, yeah, under this new regime, under the owners, managers feel like they have the most of the time in the world because they know the owners have no ambition. So what they do is they experiment for this amount of games, although they know it's not
Bro,
with chill
you're
or left
giving me,
wing, this
bro.
and that.
You're
You're not,
saying the
bro.
urgency is not there. The
You're
urgency
not.
to
Yeah, the
win
You're
is
not.
not
urgency is
there.
not there.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes, and you're not refuting what I've said. If Roman was our manager last season, Poch would have got sacked after we lost to Man United. You're talking about urgency and the will to win. That Man United game didn't show us our urgency and will to win. That is a sackable offense. I'm disproving it. I'm like you're not
yeah, I know, I
refuting what
understand.
you're not refuting what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying. Carry on.
Yeah, but so this whole thing about Poch and he would have won something. He wouldn't have won anything because
No, no, no,
he
no,
wouldn't.
no. He's not what that's not what JK said.
Uh,
What JK said was that because of the past mentality, like with the John Terrys, they could help the aura around the club helped managers win, like
exactly
the
the
Diva
aura.
Joe and
But
etc. Like for
but
example, like
we
with Chris Hiddink, we won a trophy with him, and he was
okay.
supposed to be a
But
caretaker better. What he's
that
saying is we had a winning mentality as a club.
that has nothing to do with what happened last
Yeah,
season.
but that's what
Going
but
off
that's
of
why
last
he
season,
said. That's why he said with the per se with Poch was there under Abramovich. You're not listening to what he's
and
saying.
I listened to
I
what he
think
said. None
Prime,
of
you're
you,
taking
none of
this a bit
no,
too literal. That's the
no,
problem.
no, I'm
So
not taking it true. You guys
You
are all
are.
speaking. You're all speaking over
This
me.
is not me
It,
saying. This is
it,
not me saying.
you
Oh,
guys are
Poch
all speaking. You
wouldn't
guys are all
sack. This is
speaking
not
over.
me saying Roman wouldn't
okay,
sack
okay. So
Poch.
You're all
The
speaking
th-
over me. You're not. No one's listening to what I'm saying. You're going
no,
based
I'm
off
trying to
last season.
correct you.
No,
I'm trying
you're
to
correct.
correct you.
You don't understand what I'm saying.
I
Let me
do
speak.
understand what you're saying.
okay, so
You're
And
explain
going.
it.
I think
So
you're
go
being
ahead,
too
go ahead.
literal.
I'm
Prime.
not being literal. You're going
Wait,
based off
JK,
last
JK.
season.
All right, so Prime.
But
So what
are
are
you
you saying then?
are you guys pretending as if you don't know who Roman is? Roman would
Listen,
not have
and
given
the
Poch.
thing is, we're not
Roman.
saying Roman would
Oh
not
my
Wait,
god.
sack
wait,
him.
JK. Hold on a
Okay.
second.
This is
Just
not
Okay.
even
go
about
ahead.
Never
Roman
mind.
itself. It's about
JK.
Never
Poch.
mind. Yes, I know it's about Poch, but you're saying if he was here under Roman, and I'm telling you, if Roman was in charge last season, Poch would have got sacked after that
The
Man
thing
United game.
is,
Oh my
the
god.
aura under this
Oh my
regime is
god.
different to under
Oh my
Roman. This is
god.
what we've been saying.
JK.
No,
Bro,
bro.
JK,
You need to
JK,
understand what I'm
here's what he's
saying, my
saying.
guy.
No, no, no.
No,
He,
no,
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 he
no.
hears you, but
You
he
need
doesn't
to
agree with
understand
it.
the aura. The
Do you know
aura.
what you're saying? You're not listening to me. You're not
I know what I'm
listening.
saying. I'm trying to explain to
You're not
you on
listening.
why your
I know what you're
point.
saying. I know what you're saying. You're not listening to me.
JK, hang
Go
on
on, say
now.
what you're saying then.
JK, hang on.
Actually, mute yourself. You're talking about the aura about this ownership. That's fine. I know what Abramovich would have done. Abramovich, the winning mentality, Abramovich, that stems from him throughout the whole club, would have sacked Poch after that Man United game that we lost. Poch would not have got the time to continue playing games and get to that Carabao Cup final. To allow that aura from Roman to go towards Poch and give him the mentality to win that final. Poch would not have got to that cup final because he would have been sacked after the Man United game. You know why? Because we have examples of it done in the past under Roman where he sacked you after a terrible result or a bad run of form.
Ancelotti was one.
I'm proving you wrong. Roman would not have given Poch time or allowed Poch to get to a cup final. He would have been sacked after that Man United game.
No. JK wasn't saying about right or wrong. What he was saying is, you think the mentality of the club at the time helped other managers to win as well, and that's why he said if Poch had come to under the Roman time, maybe he might have won a trophy.
Okay, but again, I hear what you just said. But again, the trophy up for grabs for
Right,
Poch
so you disagree?
hold
then?
on.
He's not wrong,
Let me speak. No, he is wrong. Let me speak. The trophy up for grabs for Poch was the Carabao Cup final in February, right? End of February, start of March. We played Man United in October, November. After that performance and the run of games we had leading up to that Man United game, Poch would have got sacked off of that alone. Poch would not have got allowed to get to March to play that Carabao Cup game. and proving you that mentality of Roman means Poch gets sacked immediately, so he doesn't get the final to play and win potentially.
Wait, hang on, but
My
like you
thing-
said,
So-
if Poch got sacked earlier, could we have done better then?
With a different manager, sure. I wanted Poch gone after the Man United game.
But who do
What?
you think this board would have signed then?
What Roman would have signed? I don't know.
Oh, is it as in Roman or under the board? If
No, but we're talking.
Yeah,
I wanted Poch gone like from early. I never rated him anyway. But like,
The
I'm
problem,
just proving you wrong about
Prime.
Roman.
The problem is no one is disagreeing with what you're saying. That's the funny thing.
I'm
one's
but I'm
actually disagreeing.
I'm disagreeing with you about because you're talking about the mentality
It's
of the
calm. You
club.
can
with
disagree
how
with me,
Poch-
but what I'm saying,
Yeah, that's what I said. That you
Let me
disagree, but you can't
finish.
call the guy wrong because you don't know.
Let me finish. You're talking about the mentality of the club sleeping into Poch. The reason why he would not have got that time to do that is because he would have got sacked after the Man United game.
I
He would not
genuinely
have
think, genuinely think Poch's way of playing during those times with Man United and preseason were different. The thing is this: he
Okay.
fell under this ownership. He would have so much time. This is where mentality plays in. He felt like you have so much time where he feel you can just go away from that system and try something new. Do you know what I'm saying? Which was making us lose the games. Do you know what I'm saying? Under the
not true.
ownership, the thing is, I genuinely think he would have stayed to what he was doing at preseason throughout the whole season. The same system that was winning us games. Let's say the whole of this year. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Because this is where the mentality just comes in. Because like, bro, what makes you think which Chelsea manager felt like they could change any sort of tactic which was making us win? You know what I'm saying? To experiment something because no, you can't take that risk because they knew it will cause losing. Do you know what I'm saying? And that was not gonna happen. You knew what would happen if you did that on the Roman. You'll get sacked.
Yeah,
You know what
that
I'm saying?
shotgun.
This
shotgun
ownership is so
mentality
laid back.
yeah.
The reason why this ownership is so laid back in the sense of the managers can experiment and still lose and think it's fine with it because they know they're gonna get time until the end of the season.
The same
You know what I'm
the
saying?
same ownership that's laid back is the one who sacked like 3 managers. Okay, that same ownership. Like,
Yeah, but that
I
same
don't
Poch
get
that you
like,
wanted out, that same Poch that you wanted out stayed until the end of the season.
and
So what's your
he's
point?
the only manager that they've given time towards the end of the season. Didn't
They
they sack
sacked Potter, but who
they
did
sacked
they
Potter?
replace Frank Lampard? You know what I'm saying?
No,
But
but you're saying, hold on, that managers will get given time if they perform badly, but that's not true because we've seen them under other managers that they've been sacked, they've not been given the full season.
yeah, but Poch did.
Yes, and that's one manager, a manager, not managers plural.
Yeah, okay, you have a good point there, but like
There's
what I'm
not a
trying to
point.
say,
I'm right. It's not a point
yeah,
there.
yeah,
I'm
you're
right.
right. Yeah, you have. That's what I'm saying. You're right there. But like what I'm saying is, if Poch was able to do this madness this whole season, I have a feeling as well. I'm not wishing any bad on Maresca or this, but let's say Maresca doesn't win at least 7 of his next 10 games. Do you think Todd Body will sack him? No, they'll give him a
Well,
whole season.
after 10 games, well, they'll give him time, which is what they wanted to do with. They wanted to give Potter time, but Potter got to a point where it got so bad he had to go. They wanted to give Poch time. They gave him time. But ultimately, they assessed the season and they realized he had to go. With Maresca, unless Maresca is like horrendous, they will give him the time and then they'll assess him. So we're doing all these negative talk, but we can also be positive and say, what if Maresca is amazing and we finish top 4? Like,
No, I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying what I'm just making a scenario. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know you're making a scenario, and I can also make
Yeah,
the same.
I'm
The
not trying to be
scenario of
negative or
what if we're
anything.
amazing. I know what you're doing. I know, but that's why I'm saying that all this what if talk. Ultimately, let's give it at least 10 games.
Oh yeah, we will.
what do
I'm
you
confused. I'm confused. I thought we were talking about Poch. Then we've gone back to Enzo. But there you go.
what do you think is going to happen with Enzo at the end of the season? Do you think he's safe for his job? Do you think he walks away? Do you think he gets sacked?
He gets the sack, man.
I think
he
he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. I think the biggest problem is not Enzo Maresca or the ownership. The biggest problem is this fan base. I've been saying this for years. It's the biggest problem.
Tell like you said.
It's the sporting
I would
directors.
agree with that, but I also think too a big issue with it is with the board and the relationship with the manager that they assign, because it seems like and I think Enzo's going to come to a boiling point, because we've seen players in preseason that you would say might suit his system and he might want to keep, but the board is already saying like, no, like some of the players you want are going to have to go, and then he's not going
Wait,
to.
like what? What players?
Okay, so
Take me to.
Sterling. I don't want Sterling in the first place. I'll say that, but it seems like Enzo wanted to have Sterling as an option for the season, or because why else bring him on preseason then?
Well, Enzo dropped him from the squad, and the club backed him.
Yeah, but why did he only do that now then?
Because he was
Because
dropped from the squad on Friday.
Yeah, and Enzo backed him.
So
You
what's
say
changed?
why did we only do it now? But during preseason, we had a lot of first team members that weren't part of the squad, like Jackson, Cole Palmer, Caicedo, Enzo. They couldn't start our preseason because they were playing in international competitions during the summer, and Jackson was injured. So that's why Sterling had to be part of the squad. But ultimately, he wants to get rid of him, and the club are backing him.
Okay, I thought it seemed more like that. It was the board's
JPT.
decision.
If I was the owners right now, before we do anything, if we have a bad season, okay. Let me not try to be negative. Let's say things don't go to plan. We get knocked out Conference League or this and that.
Mhm.
Before we do anything, sack any manager, sack any player. I would get rid of these sporting directors because I can't have them f up another appointment. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
They're
No,
on
I
time.
agree on that. I agree on that. The sporting
can't-
directors
That's
are
what
on
I'm
notice
saying.
for me. They're on
They're
major
the
notice.
first
If
ones.
this-
The first ones that have to leave the door
if-
ASAP.
Except
if
Joshi.
if this managerial appointment goes wrong, the guy who's hired all of these managers has to get sacked immediately. We cannot have a third failed managerial appointment.
I don't think
I
the
think
board
this would be
really
our
cares that
sixth.
much.
no, it used to be like the fourth, wouldn't it? Because
No, 6.
you
No,
had
I think
Graham
it'll be the
Potter,
third. It'll be the third.
Poch, and then Enzo.
It'll be
Wouldn't
the
that
third.
three?
Yeah, only 3.
Okay, third.
Now, what about the other? Wait, there was someone else.
It was
Bruno.
Lampard, but he was interim.
Lampard's interim.
No.
but
There was who was the other guy?
Bruno Salter was Potter's
Yeah,
assistant.
Oh god,
That was
it's
just
so
like-
hard. This is a nightmare, bro. This is the stuff of nightmares. Jesus.
Yeah, but all of this stuff was happening under Roman as well. Different managers.
Yeah, no. Roman never had 4 in one season, bro.
And no player up.
Wait, hold on. We didn't have 4 in one season either.
Yes, we did, because
No,
we
we
had.
We had
Yes,
Tuchel,
we did.
Potter, Bruno, and then Lampard.
Bruno was Potter's assistant and Lampard's interim. They don't count as managers.
We still had 4 first-team coaches, bro.
They don't count as managers.
All right, so that's still 3 in one season. You name me another club that's had 3 in one season.
It's not 3 in one season. It's 2. But
You don't count Lampard.
even still,
Interim
Roman-
boss is still an interim boss, bro.
okay,
Oh,
cool.
dear.
Even if you count it, that's happened under Roman as well.
Yeah, but at least
What,
with
4
the interim.
interims in one
Wait,
season?
hold on a second, Wolf.
Yes,
At least with
it's
his
happened at
interim
Arsenal.
won
It's
us
happened at Arsenal.
win
It's
a
happened at Man
Champions League.
United. It's happened
Twice.
everywhere. It's happened everywhere.
You know, that's the most peak thing. Even our interims have come in on one. But look at Gus Hiddink interim. He won a FA Cup.
It's happened at Man
Di
United.
Matteo interim. He won a Champions League and FA Cup.
It happened at Man United.
And that's true, but it's none of the interims or none of the guys
Ole
that
Gunnar
come
Solskjaer came
with
as an
this
interim.
ownership
But,
was any clear
Yeah, but
improvement
Solskjaer didn't
or
win
any
nothing.
No,
good
but
sign.
I'm
It's been,
making the
straight
point.
decline
I'm
in-
making the point of it's happened elsewhere, but because it's Chelsea and you guys don't like the ownership, we have to make it a big deal. It's happened elsewhere. It's
It's not that I
normal.
don't like the ownership. They're fucking up my club, bro. Club I've supported for most of my life.
Our club's been fucked up for a very long time. People don't
Well,
want
I'm
to.
not being funny. In 2004, mate, when I supported him for about I don't know, about 8 years, right? It was on the up and up.
Yeah,
Where
since,
times change.
and since 2017, we've been on the massive decline. People don't want to talk about that though.
Because
big up,
at the
baby
end
girl.
of
You
the
need
day, Prime,
consistency
the end
across
game
the
is to win a
board. Big
trophy.
up.
It's to win trophies. If you win trophies, it's all gonna go away.
Because
That's
it's
the
the brain
reality.
process.
No, hold on. Wait, hold on. JK, repeat that again.
I said the reason why it gets brushed under the carpet is because we win trophies, isn't it? That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
it's
JP,
true.
have
And
I
at
not
the end
been
of the
saying
day, football is
JP,
there to win trophies. That's how
I
we
agree.
enter history.
And JPP, have I not been saying this for the last year? That
He
if
has,
we start
yeah.
better on the pitch, no one will care what's happening behind the scenes. No one will care if we have 50 managers in the season. If we start winning on the pitch and start winning, no one will care about this stuff because this stuff was happening under Roman and no one cared.
I mean, if you're getting the job done at the end of the day, it's yes, it's the problem is still there, but it's still
No
manageable.
one will care. No one will care. Like the amount of dodgy stuff we did under Roman. We had like 50 players out on
We're
loan.
doing dodgy
had
stuff
massive-
now.
We had massive. Yeah, but that's my point. Under Roman, no one cared because we were winning. We need to start winning so that people will stop caring.
Oh, there you go. Then when you win,
But
you
you
got
expect
great.
this-
Exactly. Then when you win,
I've been saying this for years, though. I've been saying this.
I'd rather move dodgy and add history to my club than
Thank
you know
you.
what I'm saying.
That's I mean, but
I
that's
wouldn't really care what's happening.
Yeah,
Really,
no, I know. That's my point, and that's why, like, this season we need to win something. This season. We
The
need to
thing is,
start.
can
kicking on
I
now.
just ask a question though? Right, you said about we've been failing since 2017, right? What have we
Yes.
won since 2017?
Club World Cup.
We just had this conversation 15 minutes ago.
No, wait. We won a Europa League, right? We won a Champions League. We won a Club World Cup. We won a Club World Championship. European Super Cup.
we won
Why
the
can't
Leicester
we
Cup.
build? So why can't we build off any of that?
We just had this Ask
You go.
Roman why didn't we build off that?
No. Roman hasn't been there for 2 years, and these guys have gone out of their way to absolutely fucking gut this club. If you actually look at it now, how many of the problems that are there now are Roman's fault?
What was
The
the
fact
lowest?
that the fact that we could get sanctions with FFP is Roman's fault. The amount of bad things that we
Roman
were.
never spent $1 billion in one season.
I don't care about that. I'm not finished. The amount of stuff that we were doing
You
under
don't
Roman.
care about that.
Can I speak? Can I speak?
That's the main reason why other fans mock you with $1 billion
Can I
team.
speak? I don't care about if other fans mocking
Roman
us.
sanctioning was unfair though.
Can I speak?
Yeah, go
Can I
ahead.
speak? Thank you. The amount of stuff that we were doing under Roman that no one speaks about because we were doing well on the pitch, but because we haven't been winning under this ownership, and people don't like this ownership anyway because they view them as Americans that don't know what they're doing. All of a sudden, we have to bring everything to light. That's why I keep saying we need to start doing better on the pitch. You talk about why didn't we build off of our Champions League wins and stuff. Well, the reason why we won that Champions League is because of Tuchel. Tuchel got the most that he could out of that squad, but that only lasted for a year. Ultimately, the squad needed heavy major investment. A lot of players had to go, but we didn't do that under Roman. We won the Champions League and then brought in Romelu Lukaku as if that was the answer to win the league.
No, that
and then we saw how that worked. Yeah, but that's my point, though. Our squad was so poor. The fact of Reece James and Ben Chilwell were getting more goal contributions in the season than Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, Pulisic, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Ziyech, and Werner. Do you know how embarrassing that is? You know how embarrassing that is?
We haven't had a killer up front since Costa.
Yeah, the fact of our midfield was Kante, who's injury prone, Kovacic, who's injury prone, and Jorginho, who was old and slow. That's embarrassing. The fact that Thiago Silva bought him when he was 35, 36, and he left our club when he was almost 40. You know how embarrassing that is? That we had to rely on an old man at centre back for 4 years. That's embarrassing.
But then
the fact that Christensen and Rudiger left our club on 3 contracts is embarrassing.
That's embarrassing.
The fact of we didn't have we didn't have replacement for. I already spoke about Kante earlier. The fact of we didn't have backup wing backs to Reece James and Chilwell, who were vital to Tuchel's system, is embarrassing. But no one wants to talk about any of that, though. How our squad just was not good enough. Part of why we're in this, if we had been building properly after we won that Champions League under Tuchel.
Oh wait! You just said
let me land. Let me finish. I'm talking about doing well in the league. You know what I'm saying more for you. But anyway, if we after we won that Champions League in 2021, if we had started building our squad properly, right, and then Roman gets those sanctions, we wouldn't be in this mess right now because our squad would be good enough to at least maintain a consistent, at worst, top 4, top 6 level. But part of why we're in this mess and everything is so up in the air and people are arguing is because of how bad we had been since 2017. It's been going on for a very long time, and I've been speaking about this for 4 years. But because we won a Champions League, people forget about it and act like there hasn't been a thing. It has been a thing for a very, very long time. This ownership, I agree, this ownership has made it worse. However, it has been bad for a very long time. It's been bad for a very long time. This ownership didn't cause this problem. The problem's been here for a very long time. But that's okay. That's, I don't know. Like, it is what it is. People, listen, JPT knows I've been right about everything. So that's been happening with this club. People will eventually see what I've been talking about. So we'll see. But hopefully they don't see, actually, because I don't want us to be bad this season. I'm very positive about how the season.
You want to be proved right. You want to be proved wrong, bro.
I
If it means
I just want us to. No, I just want us to do well. I don't care about proving right or wrong. I just want this team to do well. I just want Chelsea to do well.
I got you on that one. But I would say though, you say it is embarrassing to have Silva, but I wasn't sure if it was you or JK or who, but saying that they want like a veteran center back to be coming to the club because to help out.
A veteran, but not a 36-year-old.
But that 36-year-old it has won it. He has won European.
No, I know, but like a veteran meaning someone who's like 27, 28. Like in their prime, not
right. Not like the one in a million.
28. Bring me a centre
back. Hold on. Like, JPT. Thiago Silva is a freak. The fact of he at the age of 38, he was still considered a world-class centre back.
That's what I'm saying. Like one in a million.
Yeah, but that's not. Look at Ronaldo, for example, when he was at Man United, and people were saying he was bad, and he was the same age as Thiago Silva.
That's not normal. Yeah,
that's not Ronaldo didn't work hard though, bro. That's the problem with Ronaldo.
But Wolfie, that's my point. That's not normal to be that age and to still play at a high level. It's not normal.
I just wouldn't question it. Just like I just don't know why.
Cannavaro did it before all of them, to be fair, because he was.
But that's not normal.
It isn't. It isn't something to be like heavily relied upon to like for a defense to work with a 40-year-old.
Chiellini and Bonucci are the same age roughly as Thiago Silva. They retired like 2 years ago.
What helped them extend their careers was the physical side in the Premier League. Generally in world football, really.
I know.
Years.
I know. But even still, though.
JPT and Wolfie. Prime. Stop disrespecting Roman's name.
Chill out, bro.
Stop disrespecting Roman's name.
Chill. Just 1 second. You can have your say. Just let him say his bit. Then you can say your bit. All right. Everyone can have a say. We love you. You can have your say.
Bonucci and Chiellini, who are like roughly the same age as Thiago Silva, they both retired like 2 or 3 years ago, I think. But Thiago Silva was still playing in the Premier League last season at a high level.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not normal, bro. It's not normal. So by a veteran centre back, we mean someone who's like in their prime, like 27, 28, 29,
right,
30.
like right before their body starts to decline.
In their actual prime. Not like a 36-year-old, because any other 36-year-old centre back is gonna be retired. Like, that's not normal. And also, Deals, I wasn't like disrespecting Roman. I love Roman and what he did for my club.
Yes, you was. Stop all that shit.
Wait.
Stop all that shit. Listen, you disrespected Roman's name, yeah? Don't come for my old owner's name. Yeah, don't come for his name because you don't want to do that. You will lose out, bro. Yeah?
Can I finish? Oh, thank you. I wasn't disrespecting Roman. I love Roman for what he did for my club, but I can also admit, towards the end, we weren't doing that great. How bad we were doing. I can also be honest and admit that. I'm not going to say because I love them. I'm just going to ignore the bad parts or the terrible parts. But it's fine. If you want to be emotional about this and stuff, you can do what you want. You can get angry and do the bad man talk. I don't care. I'm going to be honest.
You might get a transfer ban.
I'm not finished.
No. You're not hiding away from the fact.
I'm not finished.
We're not hiding away from the fact, bro. You come for my old owners. Yeah, you tried to say. Try to disrespect Roman. You can't disrespect Roman. You can't.
Hit the mute button.
Yeah, Deals.
I'm not done. Whatever, you can get emotional and stuff about this, but I'm just being honest. This is the same thing you tried to do to me 2 years ago when I was right about how poor we were under Graham Potter. and you started trying to.
No, I did not.
Chills.
Not
Just chill for 1 minute, please. Just chill for one moment.
It's the same thing you tried to do under Graham Potter when I was telling how bad we were and how the likes of Kai Havertz and Mount had to leave, and you started doing all this like emotional bad man talk. I don't care. I'm just going to be honest about stuff. You can't try and threaten me. Like I'm a grown man.
No.
I'm not scared about you.
He never
I'm not threatening you.
He did.
He never threatened you, bro.
Listen, we can take this off air. We can take this off air.
I'm not finished.
We can take this off air, innit?
I'm not finished. I'm not finished.
Right. Hang on. Right. Wait. I'm finished. I'm muting everyone. No. I'm muting everyone. Everyone, chill for a minute. Just take a deep breath. Yeah, that's cool. You can finish in a second. But everybody else, just take 10 seconds. Take a deep breath. Because we've been streaming for nearly 2 hours. Yeah, people are getting a bit heightened, so everyone can finish what they can say. Everyone can finish what they can say, but everyone's gonna do it in a calm, chilled manner. Prime, Dills, then JK. So Prime, take a couple of minutes, then Dills, take a couple of minutes, then JK, and then we're gonna round it off. All right.
Well, I mean, I don't know why you're saying people when it's one person making threats.
Wait,
but it's cool.
Just no shots at no one. No shots at no one.
Ultimately, at the end of it, I'll just like speak about things that I can actually see that's going wrong. And it's fine if people like disagree with me and stuff, but like I can see things that are happening that most people can. And I end up eventually, whether I like it or not, I end up being proven right in some way, shape, or form. JPT's known me for about like 4 years now. Almost 5 years now.
Prime, the thing is, you don't want to say the true narratives.
Wait.
You don't want to say the true narratives, yeah? That's the problem with you.
I don't care. I don't care.
Just wait 2 minutes.
Like, I don't care. Like, again, I'm being like calm about this, but like, you're just responding for the sake of responding, and you're not actually listening to me. You're being emotional. We can have this conversation later when you've actually calmed down. But like, I've said my piece. I've said all that I've wanted to say. I'm gonna leave and enjoy the rest of my night because I've actually got to get up in the morning. So
it is late.
Wolfie, JPT, JK, Dills, enjoy. Dills, try and like relax, take a deep breath, bro. Honestly, it's not that deep. Oh, it's honestly not that deep. But everyone, take care. We'll see you. I'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace, Prime. Thank you for stopping by.
Prime.
Dills, welcome. Welcome to the stream,
bro. I'll be back on the stream next week. Obviously, I was away. I was away because I had stuff to sort out. Yeah, but are you listening?
Yeah.
Are you listening, man? From what I'm hearing, from what I just heard, what Prime was saying about Roman and in a certain way, I'm not having that blood. Yeah, you can't talk about Roman in a certain way, right? To me, that sounds like you're just chatting rubbish about Roman. Because you hated the way that some of what Roman done in a certain way. But what did that do? What did that do for Chelsea? Got us trophies, didn't it?
Bruv, it made us champions of England, champions of Europe, champions of the world.
There you go. So there's nothing to complain. There's nothing to complain about.
That was my point. Right. That was my point to Prime.
Even in the bad times. Even in the bad times.
JK too. Okay. This is the one thing. Like, don't let the I have been watching Chelsea that more longer than most Chelsea fans nowadays have been a fucking life. All right, I'm touching 40. Right, let me drop you in real. Right, Chelsea, because of the way they were managed financially, were bankrupt over the last 20 odd years of our existence. For at least 97 of them, we were broke. Okay. Let's be honest. Without Roman, we go bankrupt under Ken Bates, who bought us for £1. £1 fucking pound.
We do have some wins in European.
This, that, and the other doesn't matter. Who he did this wrong. It doesn't matter.
Do you know what's funny though?
You know what's funny? FC.
You know what's funny though? Do you know what's funny? I know who's slating Roman in our fan base. It's the ones that have been bought out. Yeah. It's the ones that have been brought out from this ownership, right? That's the ones, Yeah. That's the ones that are mocking Roman, innit? Right, you can't mock Roman. You can't. You really can't.
We can knock Roman because he was a little bit dodgy, and half the reason why we know as much problems we've had now. Because yes, we've had success.
I disagree on that. I disagree on that. I disagree on that.
We've had some shady deals, bro. I mean, everyone has.
It has the positive and negatives. Like, okay,
Right.
any business relationship, any physical, emotional relationship, there's the positive and the negative side of things. The positive side, he brought us a load of troubles, trophies. Excuse me. The negative side, like any bad girlfriend or ex or whatever, we get bare headache after we've said goodbye.
Mm-hmm. Look, I'll say this though, like we did have some shady. I mean, everyone had, all of these owners had shady deals.
Bro, all of these football clubs are dodgy.
Everyone. You tell me in one owner that did everything square by the book in a Saint. I got a beachfront house in the middle of Kansas to sell to you.
JPT, if I'm gonna be honest, even in the past, when you look at most teams' history, they've been spending hell loads of money. You can't be telling you won't even tell me United or Arsenal back in those days when they were successful. You can't tell me that they've not broken the FFP law. They have. It's just the fools were not even. They have done that.
It's gonna get in trouble soon too.
I'm talking about you guys. I'm talking about the 90s and 80s. Arsenal and Man United have broken FFP laws. They just weren't enforced yet until the FFP rule book came out in 2005. As soon as they saw Chelsea spending.
You know what it is, right? Let me be real, and JPT will know this because maybe we've got different heads, but we all know the only reason why all the financial regulations and money is because the clubs are getting more power than the organizations that they control them.
Mm-hmm.
This is
That's
the
why
problem.
City are not scared of the FA court. Yeah,
bruv, this is why, I'm not even being funny, yeah? This is the difference between Chelsea and City. We're the guy that always gets caught. We do our time,
because
still,
do you know why that is?
And then people still hate us for it.
Do you know why that is? Do you know why that is? Because we're the most hated club in the world. 100%.
You know why? Because we're successful.
100%. 100%. And this talk that around that we're getting a transfer ban because of Roman, I'm very, very surprised about that because current ownership have been doing dodgy dealings. Yeah, right. And that's not a lie. Yeah. That is not a lie.
Yeah, the hotel, but the Premier League are still looking to try and fuck us for the 2 hotels that we sold to the other members of the consortium. Oh, no. But yes, it is.
That was clear.
No, the hotel sales were okay.
They're still trying to take us to court for it. Don't you know this?
But they can try. Sky Sports confirmed that what we were doing was okay with the hotels. Bro. At the end of the day, they were assets in our name. You know what I'm saying? Not in anyone's name. So I'm saying there were assets with our.
JK, I have a conspiracy feeling, that this ownership are trying to make it look like it's a Roman problem when it really isn't. It's their problem.
They are trying to make a Roman problem. Remember, they did self-snake when they first owned the club. They self-snaked Roman. They actually, I remember they pointed out
because they knew they'd get screwed for it later.
So I'm saying like they reported Roman, but what they found is that Roman did do some shady dealings, which did get us in trouble. I mean, we did have a transfer ban under Roman. It's not that he was a saint.
It was more about JPT. It was more about where Roman got the money from. It was not how he was doing business. He didn't get it from he didn't get his money from actual organizations which in this country condemned illegal. You know what I'm saying? Because you know this heated thing they have with Russia, England. They've all had it for a long time.
Yeah, that's political. Yeah, bruv. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, right. The reason why they seized
and oil companies in Russia that were illegal in
the reason why they seized the club off of Roman Abramovich because they said we're linked with Putin. The only problem with that is every fucking Russian national is linked with Putin because he's their head of state.
Yeah,
by definition, oligarch.
Right. Literally, right? Even if you're in the Arteta, right, if you're say you're Arsenal, even if you think Arteta's the biggest worm on the planet, you're still under Arteta's influence because you're at Arsenal, yes?
Yep.
The thing is with City, they're not gonna. The reason why I think they're 145 charges, they're not gonna get anything. It's because mainly due to the reason they have Saudi owners. If I'm going to be political here, most of the UK exports and imports come from the Saudi. You know when they get their oil, that's their main oil supply. Saudi. So they know not to sanction. They know they cannot sanction any of their businesses because the UK's reliable source of oil support comes from Saudi Arabia.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you guys a question? Can I ask you a question, right? And this comes into it, right? Because of all what happened with the Kurds and them on the West Bank and them as well. Yeah, why is it? Yeah, when all that crap will happen with the West Bank and Gaza and all that, right? None of all the clubs got seized in other countries. Oh, you're doing this, you're doing that. How is it, yeah, that loads of little small wars have started all the way around Europe and around the world over the last 12 months, but Roman Abramovich was the only one that had his football club taken off of him. And if you know what I mean and the deepness of this, how this goes, then you would understand why that point's valid.
England have something
I know
against
why.
Russia.
I know exactly why. They plotted on him from a long time ago. It wasn't just like the war happened and
It's because he's Russian and they're the bad guys, and now we've got to show we're forcing you out.
Yeah. Because they're not talking about the war no more. It's not about the war no more.
Yeah, they got Roman now, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's my thing. That's the thing. It's the hypocrisy from me.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, there's no Palestine owner, so it's kind of irrelevant. So
no, I'm talking about no. Like, right, look into these investment groups. These that own these clubs, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
that's what I'm saying. Wolfie, they can't sanction them because, as I said, the UK's main export and export.
They could, but they don't have the balls to.
They don't have the balls to do it because their main oil supply that they use in the UK comes from Arabian countries, anyways.
Wait, you don't think? So you don't think we're gonna get a transfer ban?
No. We're not gonna get a transfer. No. We're covered at the minute financially.
Why do you think when the Saudis wanted to buy Chelsea, why do they think, we can't have too much? Premier League was like, we can't have too many Saudi Arabian, because they know if the Saudis come, they can do whatever they want. They don't. They full force of the law. You know what I'm saying? They can do whatever they want. They ain't gonna get any punishment for it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the City have got what you said about the oil money, because they've got money even more
the
than
Saudis have more power than
they can rinse this out. They'll drag this out for years.
Listen, this is why they cannot have Chelsea with Saudi owners. It would be their worst nightmare. Do you know what I'm saying? It would be the Premier League's worst nightmare, if I'm gonna be honest.
Come on, guys.
Sorry. Was that why that we got rejected with the Saudi media group? Do you think?
Yeah. They could not allow it anymore.
We were the
Saudi. Let me tell you this.
I heard that Saudi group didn't have no money.
No, it's not even that. The Saudi group, they have more power than the Premier League. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Their main, as I'm saying, they cannot sanction any of their assets, no matter what, because they know that the UK's main supply of oil, I'm talking oil, I'm going political now, oil comes from Arabian countries.
Yeah, it does.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Middle East.
If they sanction that, where did they get the oil from? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Saudis have the Premier League on ropes, on a chokehold.
No. They have them locked. No, tell it as it is, Jacob. They have them locked, sinkered, lined, and bitched, bro. Oh yeah, and it just happens.
That's what I'm saying.
We own more main team in it as well. Yeah, exactly.
Wolfie, this is why they said. This is why, as soon as a Saudi company came and bidded for Chelsea, remember, that Saudi bid actually won. They actually won, but they said no, we can't have any more. We can't have any more Saudis dictating the way this league goes on. You know what I'm saying? They can do whatever they want to make their club win, and we can't do anything about it. You know what I'm saying?
That's why Man United's got that Jim Ratcliffe. They didn't accept it because
they couldn't get the Saudis. You know, City. You really think they're going to get a 115? No, they're not. They're not going to get any charges at all. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how much these Saudi owners have.
Just a hefty fine, and that's it.
We don't know because anything. They got a hearing in December.
I'm going to predict nothing's going to happen to them. I'm being honest.
They got a hearing in December though.
Maybe a little fine will happen. Some fine.
We'll just give it
a transfer ban might happen, but not something crazy like a relegation.
Just give it 10 games and we'll see if they're in court. If they're in court after 10 games, brother, and they're flopping, we'll see how it goes. If not, we can pull the plug.
But Wolfie, my main point is this: do you get what I'm really saying about the?
I hear you.
I'm saying about the Premier League.
Yes, bruv, I hear you. Money talks, bullshit walks. Yes.
Let me ask you a question. If Pep Guardiola, in December time announces that he's leaving City in December, do you think that's going to have an effect of them?
I think it's a sign.
No, of course
I
not,
think it
bro.
might be a sign.
Bro, one thing about it is, it might be a sign, but one thing about it is, even so, they're going to get sanctioned. They're still going to be owned by the same owners because they don't have the influence or the power to strip them of it.
The next appointment will be Xabi Alonso.
No, regardless of appointment, they have got their machine in place now. All you're looking for now is a controller of that machine. The opposite of Chelsea, where the machine's fallen off, it's missing a wheel. We're trying to get a wheel that fits. You know what I mean? But then again, City are going to have their own problems squad-wise anyway, because De Bruyne's going to get old. Sooner or later, Rodri will get found out, and people.
Haaland's going. He's going. Haaland will go. Haaland will leave.
5 on City? No. That will never happen, Rosie.
No, but I heard he's got a pre-contract agreement with.
There's too much money to lose.
No, I heard there's a clause in his contract with Madrid that if they bid a certain amount of money that he can go. But I'm not Haaland. But the thing is that he's got a problem. Mbappe's just gone there.
What about Barca?
I think he might.
Barca can't afford him.
No, I think he's gonna do the dirty thing and go to Bayern, replace Kane.
I think he goes Barca.
Him go to Bayern.
He's gonna get. Can you imagine the Dortmund game?
Can you imagine if City gets screwed? Right, say per se, right, in about a year's 2 time, City gets screwed somehow, some way. Do you think we should try and take him off them?
That ain't gonna happen.
If he wants to do right now, do you think Pep comes to this ownership?
No, I don't. Fuck Pep. I don't want Pep. Pep's the Antichrist.
Oh, who'd you say then?
Haaland.
Oh, Haaland. Same thing. Would you pick Haaland over Victor right now?
Yes.
So
man bangs 30. Bro, Victor. Okay. I like Victor Osimhen, yeah, but unless this deal where this is the thing. If we're gonna sign Osimhen, why bring in João Felix?
That's true, and then this is where I say
I disagree on that.
Felix,
I disagree on that.
Hold on.
They're two different players, bro.
Hold on.
They're two different players.
I get it, but it just seems like a waste of a space in the squad. But
Yeah,
the thing is that I'm saying Victor over Haaland because saying if that's the case, if that's what happens, and it was looking that way, then why bother going for Victor then? If we're just
right now, Victor's not our player, bro. At the moment, I have to say, despite what the grapevine's been said. At the moment, I actually think he stays at Napoli.
Well, you think he's going to stay at Napoli? Nah, I don't think so. Where do you think Lukaku's going?
More stuck with Lukaku.
Lukaku could end up still going to Napoli for a deal for maybe like 35 million for
I don't see that happening. Not under obviously not under our watch. I think that there's going to be a obligation loan for both of them to go. Lukaku to go to Napoli and Osimhen to come to us.
Loan with the option to buy thing.
Yeah, it'll be that still.
But right now we're penny pinching with this deal for Lukaku going to Napoli.
Do you know what? Do you know another thing as well? Yeah,
they're trying to
the Sterling situation. They're trying to get rid of him because of the wages and Chilwell. They're trying to get rid of both of them because of the wages.
I agree with that. He's going to show up for the game.
Chilwell needs to go though, so I respect that. I do respect that one. And
he's on what, 200?
Something like that.
That's ridiculous.
Hang on. JK said, but my point, Rosie, we really relied on Saudi sources such as oil trade, heavy investment in essentially. Yes, that is true. That's having both. That's what we call having you buy Zibors.
Do you think there's a chance that we pull off a Neto type of deal within the striker? Like, we don't know. Like, we go for somebody else out the blue.
Hard to say, because at least we knew under Abramovich when he wanted someone, he went out and got them regardless of
yeah. But what I'm trying to say is we go get the striker that we're thinking out of the blue, like say for instance a Gokares or Tony.
I don't know. No. They're not going to go anywhere near Tony. No way.
Well, you don't think Tony comes?
Nope. Well, Ivan Tony, no.
Where you think he's gone?
I don't think he'll go in at the minute. He ain't going nowhere because at the
minute. Wait. You seen the news?
What news?
He's going Saudi.
Well, good luck to your career then. Bye. You're 29 anyway. That's why all these big teams in England aren't looking at you. So, sorry.
You don't rate him,
bro.
No.
It's not a matter of whether I rate him. I have to be realistic. Chelsea do not sign 29-year-old strikers. Otherwise, we would have got Morata for nothing virtually.
No, for real. For real. That's why we're interested.
If you're gonna ask me who's better between Morata and Tony right now, I'll take Morata every day of the week.
Who's better? Like, Mandem, who's better? Osimhen or Gyökeres? Who's better?
I'd say
Osimhen because he's won a title.
JK, who you saying? So is Gyökeres.
But Sporting won a title as well.
Yeah, they won a trophy last season.
But the thing is, Italy's the big three, isn't it? Spain, Italy, England. And tactically, that's a hard league. So you'd have to, what would you say was a harder league, Italy or Portugal?
I don't trust Portuguese strikers. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nunez.
Oh yeah, and Everson's just signed for Thingy, didn't he? He's come over from Porto to was it Wolves?
Bournemouth.
Oh, Bournemouth. That's it. They're cashing in that Solanke money. But anyway, boys, let's start wrapping it up, man, because I want to go.
Yeah, bro. Good to speak to you, Wolfie and JP.
Good to hear from you.
Feels big up, bro. Feels big up. He came in there like a master Avenger, bro.
Listen. I'll be back next week from the start. I'll be back 100%.
All right, no problem.
My brothers.
Wolfie, JK, thanks for having me on, man.
JK, we need to catch up, bro. JK, we need to catch up with Shiro, bro.
Oh,
catch up on the Insta calls.
You guys, we're gonna end the stream. Don't immediately disappear because I want a quick word with the four of you before you go. So, you know what I mean. Sorry, JPT, didn't mean to interrupt your hostings.
You're fine. All right. Just any last second thoughts before we wrap up? Any last statements? I'll start off with deals first.
You can catch me on Instagram, DillsCFC, Twitter, DillsCFC, and yeah, safe for coming. Let me come on the show a bit late, but next week I'll be here for the start, 100%.
Make deals, JK.
Yeah, man. Thank God I was actually able to. I think so I was able to get onto the show from start to finish. Although I've been working as well, it's quite late for me. So
yeah, I didn't say anything to you either. I just sent you the link. My bad.
Yeah, it's calm. But like, yeah, man, great show. You can catch me on IG as always, certifiedJK_15. Or I've got a Snap now. You can see that on my Instagram. So yeah.
Awesome. Wolf, my co-host.
Find me on the planet Mars, somewhere between here and Venus, while I sit there and stroke out me. Yeah. Find me at Wolfgang Division. If you're not on my channel and you're on JPT's, find me at Wolfgang Division. Yeah, man, good fun as always. Got a bit tense there for a minute, but it's calmed down and chill conversations resumed. So big up to everybody. Big up to Prime, Deals, Rosie, DJ Crane. To the DJ, everyone that was in the chat as well. Andy, big up Dimes as well. Big up everybody that's been in and out. Big up him. Leroy. The Fight Week show, don't forget Ola and kick him in the head. Yeah, Keith as well. And yeah, the Rambling Daddy, Jordan, all you beautiful people, and Bargav as well. Just scrolling back up the chat. And obviously my lady as well. Big up to you guys.
I think there was another one here too. I'm not sure if I've seen it before, but he was commenting on my stream, which
that
big up to you.
The guy in the orange.
Yeah. I can't find him on here, but
Cruise Banter.
Yeah, there you go. Cruise
Big
Banter.
up to Cruise Banter as well.
Big up, bro. All right, and just last second thoughts from me. Yes, catch us over the weekend for the Wolves watch along. Don't believe we're gonna have one for the Europa Conference League playoff game.
I'm afraid.
Yeah, work.
I won't be on the Wolves watch along. I'm going to thingy.
No worries, bro.
I don't know if you know JPT. You know AEW, right?
Oh, you're going to All In?
Yeah, All In. Yeah, I'm going all in.
AEW.
Yeah.
Bro, WrestleMania might come there, I think, next year.
What's that? WWE, bro?
No, it's wrestling, but it's like competing. It's nowhere near right now, WWE.
Is it better than WWE?
It was at one point.
At times, yeah. And they got a better ring. They got a better ring as well.
I think the quality of the wrestling matches are better than WWE, in my opinion.
But people tune in for the stories. I mean, that's one thing I'll say.
That's just it. Yeah, WWE is there for
Triple H, home run, hat trick after hat trick. Essentially, it's football.
And at the moment, I'm missing Raw, but I need as soon as we finish, I need to watch it. I need to go back. I need to watch it. I can't lie.
I used to make fun of friends. So I'm like, why are you into muscle mommies? Now I see Rhea Ripley. I'm like, I get it.
Wolfie, when's OG coming back on your show? Have we spoken to him?
Well, I have actually. I was speaking to him on the Fight Week show when we were doing the watch along on Saturday, and I was nattering with him on Sunday. So hopefully, if he's still about in London as well, I need to see if he's around so I can check him on Wednesday.
Does he live in Morocco now?
Pardon?
Does he live in like Morocco now?
Yeah, but he's doing his job in it, so he's bouncing from place to place.
So, by the way, R.I.P. Adesanya's hype right there. that South African is a mean brother right there, bro.
DDP, man, big up.
One thing I would say though, because I know we're talking about like Roman and everything. I will say this: no one slag off Roman. I mean, I get it, shady dealings, but let's not forget what this man's brought to our club since he came to the door. Left us debt free, paid off 1.6 billion off. Did not have to do that, and if it wasn't for him, you could argue that our club could have been seen as another Nottingham Forest.
And
past history, past European glory.
Not only did he pay off our own debts, our original debts when he took over the club, if you actually look at how much we indebted to him and how much he injected into the club afterwards as well, after transfer windows, when he would inject, halfway through a season, when he would inject 40 mil into the club. Literally, bruv, he was a crack dealer and when he was his top bitch.
He, pimped it out.
Do you think he would ever buy the club again?
No.
Unless the FA allow it.
No. Because of the way the political, because don't forget, this all started off with a Roman way before he got stripped to Chelsea when they took away his passport, bruv. This has been going on for years.
Oh, right.
When did they first start an investigation against Roman?
2017.
Was it 2017?
Mm-hmm.
I swear it was 2000. I swear it was like 2009.
No. The only reason why they got him this time was because of the Ukraine war.
Yeah, because isn't that why they see like he had to get a what type of passport he had to come in?
Visa.
Israeli.
The visa
Israeli.
The Israeli passport. That was the one, bro. It gets political, bro.
I mean, I'm saying it took a war to bring Chelsea down to this level, but we'll see if we can come out.
Bro, it took the British government to bring us down, bro. That's what happened.
Well, they pulled the trigger, but it was a war that caused all this shit. Yeah, see, we got him.
Mudryk got him. Sorry. My bad. Yeah. Anyway.
All right, but yeah, it was a great show. Thank you guys for going into the panel. Big up to the chat as always, and my co-host. Always a good time when it is with the Blues Brothers show. But we are gonna be back for Sunday for the Wolves game, and hopefully we can get our first win.
To this guy as well, big up JPT. Keep it real, keeping it real, Chelsea. That's it.
Thank you. But yeah, so it's late. I know everyone's got to go to sleep, so let's just call it a day, and we are out. Until next time. Peace out, guys.
Peace, everyone. Stay safe, and God bless. Peace.